You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Like
no.
truthfully, like we all know the reason we like this stuff more is like a lot of us we could say we're hype beasts. I'm a hype beast. Like I like sneakers since I was a little kid. Still love sneakers. Whole reason why I bought a clone is because I knew it was connected to Nike and that I'd be able to buy sneakers. I would not buy any other project. That's because that's what sucked me into buying a clone. So what I'm saying is, sure, this stuff costs money. Sure, it gets complaints, but like it's actually worth what we're paying in a way. Like we're getting our money's worth as to you spend like let's say 400 or 500 on a random clothing piece that you can't resell if you want to, or say you need money or like you need liquid, probably illiquid as to something like this. It's like you have a real collector's item that someone without a clone will probably be down to buy just because it's like such a dope piece. Like that, we have that Nike advantage, like that's what I'm trying to say, which is big. So yes, take my money. Unfortunately,
No,
Can I say one thing before we get too far away from it?
yeah.
yes.
Oh, whoops, did I rug?
No, do it, Jace.
Speak, please.
Jace.
So remember when the founders were tweeting protect, 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 right?
Yes.
Now we have the way to protect things. They have a reward system for protecting things. You're not far off. I'm not going to go into this, but when Ledger did their drop with Adam Bomb Squad, it was like 6 months. I think it was 6 months late, something like that. So I think there was a timeline that's been jacked, and we're all kind of getting messed around with all of our assumptions. So I'm not going to go too far into this, but I definitely think these things were supposed to be a little bit tighter, and a lot of timelines are late. So all the protect stuff, I think that's a lot bigger deal than anybody's given it anything for. And I agree with you, Bump, on your all the IRLs, all these other things we're doing. You do not have to buy everything. If I do not have the ETH for, I don't buy. I wanted this ape weeks ago that I'm rocking right now. Weeks ago. I went and sold one of my cars so I could get. I could have used an Amex, thrown it down, copped this ape early, but no, man. I sold that. I mean, I am moving to the UK, so I had to sell the car anyways, kind of. So I sold it so I could get it because if I don't have the ETH, if I don't have the cash, I do not buy anything.
I agree. I agree 100%. But like I said, the Nike thing, like as someone who like is a super consumer and buys everything hyped and buys everything like Nike just because I love Nike and like Jordan, whatever the history behind everything. I just know that if I held another project and they dropped clothes and they dropped stuff, it would just get played out. As far as this, I don't think it can get played out. That's why I'm like cool spending my money. It's not really like skeptical to me. Like for example, like I was shilling the hell out of the Air Forces in here, and that's because like I have experience in sneakers and I just know like 100% that those shoes will always like be worth something just because of the amount that was made and because of it's Nike. Like I said, multi-billion-dollar company that everyone in the world wears and loves. As to let's say another project whose we could say their floor is higher, but if they tried to provide something of that, no one would care other than like their holders, and it would just slowly fade away and just you know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm
Nah,
right.
man, you're right. You're right. I received some physicals from, was it two or three other? I mean, a whole bunch more than that, but there were three companies I received physicals of, and I dumped my entire bag of each of those because their physicals sucked so bad. I dumped everything, and then I gave the hoodies and the other stuff to my kids, and I was like, rip through this $80 hoodie because it's trash. So yes, man, I feel you.
And not even talking quality. Pump's not even talking quality, but just which, yeah, obviously it's here, but he's just talking the name behind it, right? Like, sure, there might be one other brand in this space that would have some resale value to normally, but like Air Force Ones with Nike branding and Artifact branding, resale value. The hoodies already have resale value. I got people trying to buy it off my back in the clubs.
Yep.
Uh, that's what too. But then you get into quality, Jason. That's a whole nother situation too, bro.
Like for example, no shade at all. I got one of those Azuki jackets with the intent of okay, if I see it and I like it, I'll keep it, or depending on how much it is, I'll probably sell it because I don't need $1,000 jacket, a $500 jacket, whatever. Or I rather put that towards like a jacket I more rather have.
Wait, were they free?
They were free if you held an Azuki, but a couple
Oh,
days before the redemption period closed, they got pretty cheap. So I was like, all right, I'll take one. It was like $150 in ETH or $200 in ETH, and I knew in my head people would regret not claiming them, and then when I had it in hand, I would be able to sell it, which is what I did. But the amount of trouble I had to sell that jacket was like, once again, I'm not throwing shade. It's like the only people I could find that were interested were Azuki holders, and like they're like, oh, do you have a medium? Oh, do you have an XL? Oh, do you have this? Like, sure, it's a nice jacket. Sure, it's cool, but like, no one really wanted it. You saw I retweeted it. You guys probably saw I posted it 10 times. It took so long for me to sell it until I finally posted it on eBay for like $200 less than what it's worth. But like, shit like that, cool. Free jacket for holders, cool, whatever. But let's say it was an Air Force, I could just throw that shit on StockX or Goat, whatever it is, and I know in a day it's gone. Like, or just knowing myself, having clientele within the sneaker industry, whatever, I just know it's gone. Compared to something like that, is like you have to find a specific small group of people. Whereas to the Air Forces, I feel like it's super important for Artifact because there's gonna be people that know nothing about clones, know nothing about Artifact, and then when they see these, they're gonna be like, "What the hell is this?" And sure, people are going to buy it and still not know what the hell it is just because they think they're cool. But I feel like a percentage of people that get onboarded just from those or like decide to connect their shoe to the NFT is a pretty big deal, more than clones itself, in my opinion, just because sneaker hype is like it's huge and it hasn't been going anywhere. So yeah.
Yo, Pump, what's your favorite shoe out of the Artifact AF ones?
don't say it, Pump. Wait till I get my two more before you say it.
All right. All right. All right.
Ain't
He just pretty much said it
Genesis.
for me. But without price involved, just like what I think looks fire for myself, like what I would wear every day. I like the undead pair just cuz like I just like black, all black, green, whatever. But that's we could say that's a little out of reach cuz they're expensive, but hands down out of like the more affordable ones, that Genesis pair is just sexy. I just like I said, I like all black. I like that simple all black look. But yeah, they're all super nice. But obviously, the one Compound's talking about is the art piece, is the one that's going to make these all go viral, which you guys all know what I'm talking about. Drip, 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 drip.
the Angels? Yeah. I got Angels for sale.
Yeah, the Angels. Okay.
Yo, speaking about angels, Baron looks like the biggest narc angel I've ever seen in my fucking life. I'm scared to even be in these spaces right now with him down there.
Bro, Baron bought that clone in this spaces. Like he saw it. It was a match made in heaven. We call it the Reno 911 clone. He's asked me to put a hoodie on it, kind of like mine. It's gonna look like the Ted Bundy clone here soon. So yeah, doing big things with the Fed clone.
Man,
Aviation.
Amanda's been tripping me up because I see Baron when I see Amanda. That's when Baron used to, yeah, he'd throw that clone up to get all the followers.
Dude, I think it's so dope that happened. She's been looking for a clone, and Baron had like he's a legend.
It's perfect. It's so beautiful. It's such a great clone. I'm so happy for Amanda and for Baron. Baron's been making some moves, man. I think he's like making some big brain moves.
He's gonna steal Compound's Grail. I'm just waiting for it, bro. I'm waiting.
Oh, I would end my friendship after showing him my Grail if he bought my Grail.
If you didn't show it to him, I sent it to him just to make sure he knew which one it was.
No, he saw my Grail because I showed it to him and asked him what he thought. And then if he's gonna buy my Grail, dude, at least it's with somebody close that I could buy it from later. Damn.
Bro, he's buying a grail. Look at that mustache and glasses. He's thinking about it.
Dude, I'm gonna probably buy Murakami DNA, dude. That's what he's doing. He's working his way up to the DNA.
He's in here narking. He's waiting to see what everybody wants. He's like, oh, That's a good idea. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
that's
that
his
one.
narking clone. That's when he's like sniping right now. Honestly, I can't take him serious right now. I have to like put my finger over his clone just to like speak because I just can't take him serious right now.
No, he's looking so sexy. Hey, shout out Jace though, wearing a suit to the function. Shout out Jace. Tevi, what is up? You had your hand up earlier. You put it down, but I'm still gonna call on you.
What's going on, people? Yeah, I know. Had my hand up because first of all, I think pump and subscribe are tripping me up with like the right click save clone there. So I was very confused for a little bit.
You
Uh,
missed the story with that, my friend.
We had
I
6 guys in here one time, dude.
we'll have to like replay that, or maybe I can go back earlier in the space and listen to it. But I kind of taking us back a little bit, and then I'll get back to where we are.
Sorry, bro. Only forward motion. Sorry.
Fine.
Sorry.
But okay, then if we're going forward motion, then I would say, you know what? I think Baron should steal whatever compounds Grail is, because clearly, if you reveal what your Grail is or your strategy is in this space, then people front run you. So that's what happens, and I think moving forward, that's what we should do. So Baron, you have my full support. That's what
And he just sent you some dino nasty into your wallet.
I will send you. I'll send you a Grail Angel Dino compound if you're looking into that.
I'll trade you my PFP for one.
All right, keep your dinos out of my wallet. Go to my wallet. I got some things listed. I'm trying to get my Grail. We'll see if anybody bites. I got my prices a little high, but I'm working towards that Grail, man.
So what's your Grail?
It's
You fell right into a combat. You were going for it, bro. I'm here to help.
it's a clone. Just don't think about it.
I thought you were gonna rug your own space,
Jace,
bro.
why did you have to stop him? He was about to.
I'll pin the link. He told me which one it is. I got you guys.
Some efforts can afford my Grail anyways, bro. The only
Jace,
person
pull a subscribe.
That's
We're
why
trying
you
to
should
get
share.
the alpha.
Share your Grail. I just want to see what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't share it, man. Don't share it. I get too excited when I see like a value opportunity. I've shared like multiple things up here, and poof, it's gone.
Tevi just wants to taste it. Tevi just wants. He's like, just give me a little. I just want to taste it. I want to see it. Just let me smell it.
Yeah, I can't. I probably can't afford it anyways, right? But I just want to see what it looks like.
It's the best divine in the whole collection. Just
Yo, compound, that guy that came up again on MySpace on Saturday, he posted that the girl taking a dump into that other girl's mouth. I was like, what is this shit? I'm about to rug the space.
Well, why did you...
Wait, what? You guys had girls taking dumps in other girls' mouths?
Did, man.
I told you, you gotta watch it, man. I said it. I was whispering because my whole family was sleeping. I'm like, hey, you better watch the top because they're gonna post something. They're weird. I can just see it all over them. They just came up.
Was that ape dude or
He
whatever?
wasn't even a speaker. Like, I'm like, how the hell you posted that up? That's crazy.
No, because you had that co-host, that crazy co-host that was like just being super fake and let's put purple hearts for everybody. And I don't know, he seemed like so disingenuous to me. It was like,
Probably,
man.
yeah.
Wait, that's what he said? He said everybody use purple hearts?
Yo, subscribe come into here with the recording and just drops everything he just said. Like,
I have yellow hearts.
Bro,
I don't know about purple hearts.
Yo, sweep Angel Air Forces so Compound can't afford those either.
Yo, can we all go on a mission and just look at the angel listings and try and guess like Compound's angel and just hunt it down?
Nah, bro, I'm DMing it to everyone right now. Y'all get a free peek. Y'all get a free peek.
None of you
Please send me the DM. I want to see what it looks like.
Nobody in here can afford my fucking angel. I can't even afford my angel, so
Compound. Then
I'll sell my mutant right now to go buy that right now, Compound.
it's not even bro, you can't. It's more than your mutant, dude.
I have an M2 mutant. What about now?
No, I don't think so, Jace. It's still more than that. The dude wants.
Stop tempting me.
You know, I'm not saying that your mutant's not worth a lot. I'm just saying he has it priced pretty high right now. Like, it's something I'm gotta have to work him down, you know?
Super high, man. He's got to get desperate. He
Yeah.
needs to come back. He's like in 12 months ago time frame right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a grail for sure. So I don't blame
Yo,
them.
is Bombay here? How's your trip, bro? I wanna know about your trip.
Yo, what up? I'm here. I'm working, but I'm here. What's good, y'all? It was a nice trip for sure, for sure. I got a lot of work to do now that I'm back, but nah, Singapore is amazing, bro. Like it's a small little city and country, so you can really just hit it in a weekend and see so much. But it was nice to get out of Japan, different vibe, see a little bit in Singapore. I mean, Singapore is it's expensive in Singapore. Um, but it's a really nice place, like really, really nice. A lot of fun. You can have a lot
Yo,
of
I'm
fun in
definitely
Singapore.
hitting you up when I visit Japan, man.
Yeah, bro. Japan definitely is a must. Like I noticed a lot of people in Singapore. It's like you can't really like you can do 2 weeks in Singapore, but it's 4 days see and you see it all straight up. In Japan, you can come here for a month and you can't even see all of Tokyo. It's like that. But no, it was great, man. It was great, but just got a lot of catching up to do from work now that I'm back. But I recommend sometimes taking a little vacay, take a long week, chill out. I was like off of Twitter for a little bit. It felt good. It felt good. I missed some chaos though. I'm like, damn, I missed a lot of stuff. Not even like artifact related, just like Web3 shit going on. And I was like, oh man, this is interesting. You never miss any. You never miss a.
You
You
didn't
know,
miss anything, bro. I promise. You didn't
yeah,
miss anything.
yeah, no, I missed some. I just missed the vibes and some good laughs. But it was good, man. It was good. I don't even remember it now. This space moves so fast. Like,
I
what
heard
was it?
Singapore is like crazy clean. Like they have like these strict rules. Like you can't spit on the streets and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is a very clean country. I don't know about like how like about enforcing the rules like that, but it's very nice and it was very clean. But it still gives you that Southeast Asian vibes with like the markets and the culture. I mean, also it's like the most like so diverse. Like it's like so diverse and like most people or everyone speaks English in Singapore, so it's a pretty damn forward paced country, which is super dope. I had a great time, but yeah, now we back on the grind.
Think I'm about to go there in a month.
Really?
Damn. Yeah. Sneaker con. They're having a sneaker con there. So I'm
Yeah,
think
I'm
I
gonna have to
might go
come
check
back.
it.
No, it was dope. Singapore is really dope, but bring some cash because it ain't cheap.
You already know how I rock.
Yeah.
Definitely not bringing enough cash.
Bring the
Oh,
Amex.
yo, Baron, hold up. Wait, Baron's up here. How do you feel about these guys talking about your sexy mustache like that? I can't believe On Soul would say something like that.
I just can't believe it. This guy's a legend. He, dude, he is like a stop.
There it is.
He's a fucking telltale sign that nothing's selling. I've got this guy on the floor. I'm about to delist him now. Can't take it any longer.
Notice how nobody's speaking when you're here talking. Everyone feels like they're being read their rights.
Fucking bomb, dude. Everybody loves him. My wife is pissed about the fucking Angel, but she'll get over that shit. I treat her well. She didn't really care about it until it was gone. One of those things. She like the next morning, she's like, I can't believe you really sold it. I'm like, well, I'll sell my fucking reptile then. I don't care. She's like, fine. You sell your reptile then. I'm like, well, fuck. That's not why I did, but like, it was really funny. It was like totally one of those. Like I asked her at dinner when I was talking to Compound. I didn't know it was Amanda. I'm glad that somebody got it. That like I don't know Amanda. I've never met her, but like I know her from these spaces, and that's why I can't like. I was rather like sell the clone to somebody that's gonna get it. I can't. These Waith people are fucking fuck them. But yeah, it was.
Baron, you did good, bro. You
She's a
did good.
beauty, man. There's literally no. I got her so early on and paid a lot for her at the time. But like, I don't know. I mean, like within a week or two of mint day, I picked her up. So, anyways, yeah, man, it's fun to see clones go and see like what clones people are interested in stuff, and um, it's fun to hear. I mean, it's all good stuff, dude. This guy's a fucking sick fucker, though. You know that?
Baron, that guy has to stay, dude. That's a legend of a clone. The way that it made Von Soul feel, you already know that it's
Von Soul was the final icing on the cake.
right, dude. That means like,
yeah, I just have deep respect for him, and like he's from the trap, you know what I mean? And like he's always trapping, and just like Bombay, you know, there's so many of us here. I don't know that I trap like you guys, but I like to think that I grew up with nothing, but I didn't grow up in the hood, you know what I mean? But man, I can't believe I'm a fucking cop now.
Dude, you've changed. I don't even know who the fuck you are anymore, Baron.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but damn, bro, he looks like a cop.
You know, I had to get rid of my reptile because of Pump.
Nah, bro, you should have sold me it. I got hot when I saw that. I was like, bro, what? What? Let me get it.
Actually, I went to this guy, Bobo York, who's got dope stuff. And so I was happy for him to have it.
Fair enough.
Baron, you sold to like good people. I know Bobo. He's like in Discord, and he was like super hyped when he got it. He's got like reptile.
If it was just
He's got,
anybody,
like,
I
all
wouldn't
the
have
top.
sold it. Like he has a sick clone.
Yeah. He was hyped.
And then Amanda made sense.
Yeah, he does.
So,
good man.
So, anyways, I had some other couples that I picked up more recently. I'm like, I can't be fucking holding on to this in this blur action. I'm not going anywhere, but I don't know where the fuck I just can't continue to sit on so many. I'd rather buy more eggs. So,
wait, is Amanda the clone in the audience?
yeah, Baron hooked up with a deal on a Defiant.
That's a nice clone.
That's my ex-wife.
Yeah, you arrested her or some shit?
It's like from day one, it was like, babe, you know, I'm gonna do clones, and like, you got a clone. Now she's got this like, I've got this Hydropon girl that looks mean as fuck. That she's like not pretty at all. She's got all tattoos and stuff. So that other girl looked like my wife. But it's all.
Someone please Photoshop a badge onto Baron's new clone.
For real, man. Like, I
Dude,
can't
someone
take
do a
you
render of
seriously,
this guy
Baron.
in some khaki shorts, tight, high, like real short ones, like the Reno.
Bro, go work with
Artifact
fucking
police.
Samuel. Go work with Samuel, the sheriff and the deputy. You guys will get along
No,
great.
dude, I'm doing my own thing, dude. We got to start our own little brand of clone, just fucking thieves.
Artifeds.
That's right.
Artifeds.
Bro, this guy's
Honestly,
trying to
all I can
arrest
think
us.
of is Reno 911.
Yeah.
Like that's like when I see that clone with the stash and the aviators, that is all I think about.
Yeah,
Like
that's looking at it. That's what we told him, and he bought it. He bought it here on Spaces like Thursday.
I missed that space.
That Tevi sounds like you're missing too many spaces.
No, I should be working right now. I'm leading a whole training session tomorrow, and I have some stuff that I need to finish for that. But instead, I'm here talking to y'all. So at some point soon, I'm going to cut myself off so I can go finish that for tomorrow. But yeah.
It's past work time hours, Tevi. We're getting into DGen hours here. So yeah, you're just gonna need to cut all that stuff off.
Don't cut yourself off. Let's subscribe to it. That's your marker.
Yeah, this is the good take, man.
Oh, so you mean like tomorrow morning at 8 when I already have to be at work again? Compound will likely be like sleeping, or subscribe will come in and cut me off like earlier. I legit thought I was rugging. Like subscribe just jumped in.
He couldn't hear you, dude. That's I'm gonna vouch for him. When in all honesty, he probably did hear you. It's just how subscribe works. But
that was pretty funny. I was convinced I was rugged. I'm like, oh man, let me drop down and come back in.
Vouch for the subscribe. He's good peoples.
No, I like subscribe.
Wait, why does Subscribe and Pump have the same clone though? Are they like brothers?
They're like they're two of the matching clones in the collection. It's pretty wild.
Nah, that's cap, you little capper.
We accidentally opened the mint vial at the same time, and they just rugged us. So we just decided to just say we'll go half and half.
It's a metadata issue. Don't like if you guys want to FUD it, we can. We FUD everything around here. So we could hit the time.
Zaptio actually just texted me, and I just told him, "Yo, bro, some dude's rocking my PFP," and he pretty much just explained like, "Yeah, man, it happens. There's not much we could really do about it. So I guess we're just gonna let it be." And yeah, the conversation just kind of ended there. I told him to have a good night.
I thought he told you to protect the egg.
No, he was just trying to buy these Kanye CDs, honestly.
Did he get them?
See, if you had one of those new ledgers,
Pump,
you would have been fine.
Huh? He got my other stuff, honestly.
Did he get
locked
CDs?
in, got the CDs, but I had some other stuff tucked away, but I
Damn.
told him I got him because I'm not fucking with Kanye, so yeah, I got him.
Dude, hook me up. I wanted to get those CDs.
I have like posters and like friends and family prints and random stuff like that. I could send you some photos.
Yeah, send me some.
Got some pastel, if you know what that is.
Yeah, send me some stuff. I'll hit you up.
All right, I got you.
Yo, do you think that Artifact could ever tweet anything that doesn't get just fudded because people are butthurt about everything now? Come out of FUD.
Here's my thing, okay? Because I listened to the other space now. Is they didn't even talk about the ledger thing. Like, it happened in NFT Paris. They barely mentioned the fact that it was happening. There was one article that came out in French. Like, it's not like they fucking even hyped it. It's like it was mentioned months and months ago. I mean, it's just like I don't understand what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's like,
FUD if you do, FUD if you don't. You know.
Yeah. So like, I think that where Jack comes from, and like people that, and like he's a friend of mine, close friend and subs. It's to see the little stuff like trickle in and not have the bigger picture just diminishes it. And unfortunately, that's just where he's at. I think, I mean, you hear this excitement.
Yeah, that's a good point, Compound.
What? You mean?
Wait, no, subscribe. Can you hear him?
So,
no, I can't hear him.
I just, I don't know. I think that the ledger thing's going to lead to other shit, and buy your what you're supposed to buy, and fucking move on. But at the same time, like you guys say, we're not going to get free shit. Artifact has to do something that makes us rally around, right? And I think that's coming. But collaborations with like other companies, yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like Ramoa bags, that's fucking dope. Like, I notice them more and more now. Like it's like they're everywhere. But
Wait, Officer Baron, I have a question. The ledger, the vial one, is the vial just like a case and like the ledger's inside the vial?
That's what it looked like to me. It looks like a artifact vial with a ledger in it, right? But I don't know if the ledger pops out or not, if that's what you're saying, Soul.
It's like a little case that you can put a ledger in, right? So here's
which is dope.
I'm not just buying random shit, right? I'm not just gonna, and I can control that, and I think everybody else needs to practice self-control too, and then you won't be.
So the thing about the airdrops thing, though, that argument, just because my last point is, the thing that sucks about the airdrops argument is like, that means we got to sell everything they give us. So what the fuck are they giving us? Like, if that's the way that we're gonna like profit, or other than floor go up, right? Because they've created something that people want to like rally around, which they haven't done. Okay, then they, to it in a long lasting manner. I think they've done some really cool stuff. I'm not funding it all. I think we just need some more long-term like vision and plans, which we all know we all want. But at some point, those visions and plans will have those airdrops make sense, and then people can be in a better position to determine whether they should sell them or not. Like, instead, I'm just forced to floor all my fucking eggs right away.
Well, everybody likes to compare to Yuga, but that's exactly the game plan with Yuga too. If you wanted to take profit but keep your main asset, you just sell your airdrops. You would have
right? Every drop, sell it all. Keep your profits or reinvest into the main asset that's giving you the drops. But I don't.
That shit is just so hard to do, though. Realistically, as much as it's a good idea at times.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a good idea, but it's like this thing that you've been so hyped about getting, and that we've been told to protect. Now it's like, well, you would have been all right if you sold it. Well, like, dude, it's really easy. Like that, we got our first bedrooms that we were told to like take care of back on Christmas, and it's like, well, if you'd have sold it at the top, the same thing with Monolith. So, and what if you own one? So it's like, I think maturity of the project will help make a lot of these things clearer. But don't get me wrong, like the waiting game is fucking painful. And here's my rule to everybody else: I'm just not talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, if I am in a good mindset to be here, I'll be here. And if not, like, it's because I'm not spending enough time in my real life, or like what needs to like be done in my real life to like keep me distracted enough. If I'm focusing on Web3 all that much, I'm fucked. I really am. That's for Baron. That's for the officer up here. Fucking this guy.
Get this guy off the fucking stage. And Vince, bro, poor guy who's been having his hand up for so long. Take it away, bro.
He's trying to police us, bro. It's okay. He's the policeman. He said, guys, watch your asset, guys.
Pump,
and then he told us, cross the street when I said to.
Yo, subscribe. You look like a police officer too, bro. And stop cutting off Vince. Poor man.
Let the officer speak.
You should get that. We should work out a deal on my demon, bro.
Which one?
With the knife, bro. He might be too cowboy for you, but.
No, I like it, but you probably wouldn't like anything I would offer you for it, to be honest. Because, this reptile staying, and then I just got a Yugi, and then the perp wrap. I got a little attachment to it.
We gotta talk. Vince, Pump, should we let Vince talk?
If he accepts my co-host invite, he can come up and speak whenever he wants.
All right. Well,
he's messed to read him his Miranda rights first before he can speak, I think.
Yo,
what's up, googly eye ass?
Yo, dude. I mean, I love these eyes, but I also hate them. So, what did you guys see the Yuga Ordinals announcement?
Yeah, it pissed me off,
bro.
Yeah,
I saw that earlier.
That shit got me hot.
Wow. I mean, what do you think? Seems like it's already super controversial.
It was just their version of saying, fuck you, we could do whatever we want, and it's going to sell for, 50 ETH each, and then it's going to be crazy for no reason, and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, you guys.
Wait, why are you mad,
But that's crazy,
though?
like,
Pump,
you of all people say that, Pump, because,
I'm just
into all the
angry
hype
person.
Shit. So, this
Machi sold all his assets to buy these ordinals and pump the floor, bro.
What? Oh my god, where's this conversation going? I don't know, dude. Any project can release anything that's for sure already announced to be paid, and it's like praised. Here.
I just never understood how people are into 3D pictures of circles and random shit, and they're like, it's art.
I mean, I'm not too sure about the art, right? I don't really have a comment on the art. I'm just commenting on
is it
the fact that Yuga,
the idea? Yeah.
Vince, can I ask you a question? Is it a Yuga? Yeah. Will it be a Yuga asset?
Yeah, of course. Okay. It's not BAYC, but it's Yuga. It's Yuga. It's not BAYC.
Right.
So it's something completely different.
They're just securing the bag.
What if people made it, guys? Would you guys buy
They're
it?
attracting all the BTC people in.
And they're about to make a couple $1 million by doing nothing.
Bro, of course.
People
I don't understand why you're fighting this, to be honest, because
I'm not.
It's the same shit Nike and Supreme do, dude. So I don't get like the controversy here.
But the
Bro,
Nike and
me
Supreme
neither.
shit cost $100.
Okay, yeah, good
Yo,
luck trying to get a sneaker at $100, bro. You already know anytime like a normal person is trying to get it, they're paying 3 times retail, so that goes out the window.
That's why you call Pompisha.
Bro,
All right.
there's 3 ordinals.
I'm just fucking with you, bro. I know exactly what you're saying. Don't worry.
Hey, and sold, dude. It's a Wales game. Like nobody here is gonna afford this shit anyways.
Dude, I know there's only 300, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can't buy that shit. If they did maybe like 100,000, that'd be kind of cool.
But how come they didn't airdrop it
Yeah.
one every single ape holder?
I mean, dude, but we'll see. That would be kind of sick. Like, what if they're like, yo, everybody like kind of start a Bitcoin wallet and like, you know, submit your Bitcoin wallet on the Yuga address or something like that, and on like a website, and then everybody gets like, you know, I don't know how shit works on Bitcoin.
So like
but
KYCing it, kind of like the other side type of thing.
I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe not necessarily KYC like you did for the other side, but just airdrop on Bitcoin by way of Ethereum, like linking your Ethereum address to your Bitcoin address. I don't even have a Bitcoin address, so I don't know. Actually, I do. I have a Trezor, which has a Bitcoin address, but I don't have like a Sparrow wallet or anything like that.
they have a Treasure too. We're Treasure twins. But I feel like they're trying to onboard people into like the Bitcoin community because like you see a lot of other people like joining as well. So I think the move right now is just onboarding people to this new
I just
platform.
don't know how they're gonna onboard when they're only selling like 50 of them. You already know all the Bored Ape whales are just gonna, you know.
Yeah, but it's maybe
It's a start.
catering to like the Bitcoin whales, you know. I don't know.
They're trying to make a bag, dude, without having to like dilute their ecosystem on ETH and without having to give up any equity, bro. I mean, they're just trying to make. You know how much Bitcoin they're
This
about
is
to make?
also
This is
it's
for the
also the
bag
first
strictly.
3D like NFT, right? Like everybody has FUDs Yuga for, you know, oh, like they're just, you know, cartoons, right? But these are, I mean, they're bubbles or whatever, but still, like they're 3D and they're supposed to. It said in the press release that they're gonna be like super high quality rendered bubbles, but still like it's art, right?
Oh yeah, it's art, and like I don't want to discount the art part, but a great way to add a fucking bag to your treasury without having to give up any equity or anything like that as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I
Can
think
we let
honestly that the reality is the reason I think it's a genius move, and
Yeah.
the reason I say that is so right now people are making a bag on ordinals, right, on the secondary or whatever, and I don't even know how you get into it, but it's like super complicated. Now you guys coming out with this collection, they're legitimizing the space for Bitcoin NFTs,
Yep.
and they're going to be praised for being, you know, like innovative or whatever. And anybody who's trying to get a piece of NFT history is going to buy this. So they're going to
100%.
sell it for a premium. It's going to, you know, the same way that the apes and the CryptoPunks were kind of like the first of their kind. This is going to be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And now it's going to be the top collection on ordinals that's going to command a premium, and they're going to make a bag on it, right? So I think it was a
I
genius
think
move to
Sappy Seals
capitalize on
did
it.
this about a week ago too. Though,
Yeah, but who
to be
cares
fair.
about, like, honestly, like who cares, right?
No one cares. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's dope. I don't see why not.
It's
I think so,
Yuga,
too.
bro. It's Yuga. I'm minting it, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's the hey man. Can't knock the don't hit the player, hit the game, right?
None of you.
No, I think they struck, you know, at the right time, like saw the opportunity and they went for it, and they're going to talk about it. People are going to talk about it. People who buy it are going to love it, and then it's going to, you know, it's going to resell for quite a bit. I'm curious to see what the auction price is going to start at.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's like 500 or 300 of them, which is
Yeah, there's 300 total.
It-
super low supply.
Yeah.
A bit.
It reminds me of like what Azuki did with the golden skateboard. It's like a fundraising. It's like an in-house
that's a
investor.
good comparison, dude. That's a really good comparison.
It's an in-house investor investing source, which is it's a win-win because you get your whales want to spend ETH, they get a fine piece of art collectible, and Yuga gets cash for their treasury.
Yep.
They can
And not
they
just
can
that,
do it. Not many
they
projects
also
can
get
do
the
that.
marketing
That's the
piece,
thing.
right? Like
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
so, like the
Right.
names
So
that
are
get
we gonna
pushed.
start tracking floors on for like Bitcoin ordinals? Like, do I have to start adding that to like my list?
I don't think so, to be honest
No.
with you.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, because this could be the top signal for. I mean, like Bitcoin punks are flying because of that news, but that was expected.
I think if anything, you should be buying Bitcoin now. This should make anybody more bullish on Bitcoin because
Demi's
honestly,
so funny.
this is gonna drive traffic
Wait.
and network adoptions.
So Tevel, to that point,
Wait.
everything relies on Bitcoin.
None of y'all
Once
know shit
Bitcoin,
about ordinals. We got Demi in here. He owns a punk ordinal.
Let's
Demi,
go.
your fucking bags into this pump or not? Talk to us,
Ordinal
baby.
Yeah,
Maxi.
so I actually sold mine at 0.75 and the shit ripped today, dude. After Yuga announced, I think the floor is like 1/8 in Bitcoin punk, so got profit. It's all good.
Wait, did you
Yo,
sell at 0.75 ETH or 0.75 BTC?
0.75 ETH. Dude, 0.75 BTC, I wouldn't be here right now.
Well, but I'm curious, like,
I'm
well,
telling
wait,
you,
so
bro.
why are you denominating it in ETH? Like your gains in
it's
ETH?
priced in ETH. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
mostly
it is.
priced in
Oh,
ETH,
really?
yeah, because they have this thing called Emblem
But they're
Vault and they wrap it. It's weird, dude.
Oh, that sounds a little.
OpenSea events. It's like wrapped in like a vault, like he told us before.
Yeah, it
See,
didn't
and
look
that's
so
what I'm talking
nice.
about, right? Like, so these ordinals that UK is releasing is about to legitimize the NFTs on Bitcoin. Like, it's gonna become its
Yeah,
own little ecosystem.
I mean, you
So
get kind of with that drop, you get kind of made ordinals bullish because everyone's like, oh, just a Fed pump and dump. But for Yuga to actually like highlight ordinals, I think they're gonna stay,
exactly.
dude. I think they're gonna stay. I mean, it's gonna be a niche market. People are gonna like tap into it every now and then. But for Yuga to get a stamp of approval, it's like, yo, like watch this shit, pay attention.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at here. Like, I would love to own one. Like, if I had the chance to own one, I would definitely like love to have one. Just as, again, like Tev, you had a great take. Kind of like a moment in crypto or NFT history, right? That's exactly what they're doing here.
Yep.
But yeah, I
Thanks.
mean, like Ethereum does exactly what that's what Ethereum was made for, right? Is so, yeah, it'll probably be like a niche thing, but still really cool
And that's
for
why it's
you
not a
to.
PFP collection, right?
Yeah.
It's an
Oh
art
yeah.
collection.
Oh yeah.
It's the
Exactly.
utility is hard. It's not agile. It's a buy store piece, which it makes perfect sense. So
Vince, why are they
yeah.
selling them and not just give them out to their holders? That's so weird to not just give them out to their holders.
Because they'll just
Like,
sell them.
we FUD that?
Baron said.
You mean they're selling something?
Dude, they're about to make so much money off of these. I mean, they just sold a Dookie key for like $1 million, right?
They not sell.
Or how much was the Dookie key? Was like $1 million something dollars, or
1.6 mil, and then he gave the royalties, so I think he cleared back like what 1.5.
yeah, something like that, right? So
And
now,
made
and
that.
then they really, yeah, it's. I mean, you guys doing it right, honestly. Like they don't even need like you can kill royalties today, and you guys would be fine.
He's a
Because like,
real one for giving them those royalties, because I would not give him nothing.
I think Subscribe's hand's been up for longer than I've ever seen. I think I think his arm went dead. We gotta
Subscribe.
let him say it.
Subscribe. How do you feel about projects selling things instead of giving them for free? No, that's a good take. That's a good take. I agree too.
Yeah, my man's there, dude. That was worth the hand raise, bro.
He doesn't
Yeah.
raise his
Yes.
hand. He just
he
interrupts.
likes to interrupt people.
Man, I'm disappointed in you guys. I held my hand up. I try to respect you guys. I didn't cut anybody off. I'm disappointed.
I called on you, bro.
Bro, don't raise
Bro,
your
you,
hand. You
you
just
just
gotta hit him
called
with the
on
"I'ma
it.
let you finish." We know it's subscribe, bro. Come on.
Man, the officer's looking at me weird. I have my hands up, bro.
Baron the Fed, bro. Does he have permission to speak?
I have a question actually. Who has the alpha on monitors?
Demi does.
Oh, okay.
Smarter than
Very
that.
Yo, don't bother him, bro. He's dookie dashing from you right now.
Wait, actually, Pump, I'm gonna have you delegate a new wallet because I made a whole separate delegated wallet because can't keep track of all these tier 4s and tier 3s. I have like 20 passes on this account.
Bet. Works for me. Just let me know. Send it through. I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna DM you right now.
Thank you, by the way, bro. I appreciate you.
Wait, Demi, I have a question because I be
Wait, no, I had a
hearing.
question. I had a question first.
Yo, Vince, I didn't see your
Wait,
hand up, my
Rose
boy.
has her hand up. I sent Vince a co-host invite earlier. He could just talk whenever he wants if he was co-host, but he didn't accept my invite. It was weird. Like he didn't even care about me.
I didn't. Oh my god. I'm just trying to ask about a monitor.
Like the lizard.
All right.
I need
So
a
you want
monitor
at
too,
least
Vince.
240 hertz Asus ROG 240 hertz 0.5 millisecond response time. It goes for like 450 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could type that into like Amazon, for instance.
Yeah, just type in 240 hertz gaming monitor, 240 HZ gaming monitor.
Is that like hertz like the rental car or?
Just HZ.
On snowboarding, I had to send him Amazon links for snowboarding bags. Like you're gonna have to really
Oh
walk.
my god! All right, I'll hold your dick through this.
Oh my god, this is a nice one right here. What brand is this?
Rose, you got your hand up. What monitor is Vince supposed to be
Vince,
getting?
forward that on.
I'm gonna send it to Demi first, get the seal of approval, then we'll talk, man.
All right, Rose is up. You guys, Demi, send him monitor links.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I only can speak for like a second, but I just wanted to tell Officer Barron you have a partner in crime now. So yeah, check your wallet.
Yo,
Oh, she did
does he have the
it.
dino? Did you send him the dino?
Wow,
Baron,
y'all are really forming the artifeds.
Wait, what is going on? Hold on.
Baron
Does
has
he,
Narcosaurus wrecked.
Rose, did you send
Narcosaurus
him the
wrecked,
dino?
Baron.
yo.
Does
There's
he
a
have the dino?
You
Tevi
gave him
started.
his badge?
Yes.
Yo, Baron, that's so. To everybody who doesn't know, Tevi sent out a narc dino. It's like a Fed. He's trying to track wallets. Sent it to Jace. Jace sent it to me. I dipped on that thing. Sent it to Rose. Rose is now passed on the Fed to Baron. You don't want to hold the
I'm
Fed
keeping
long.
it.
Your wallet. You have to send it to someone.
You would keep it,
Yeah.
bro. You would
Like,
keep it.
Found
Narcosaurus
a
wrecked.
home.
I'm
Right
gonna put him
there.
on my shoulder.
For
Man, you should make it your PFP. I would love that so much.
the good.
Baron, don't you dare do that. That will give Tevi way too much. We will never hear the end of that.
Please make it your PFP.
Listen,
No.
the goal with the dino.
Tevi,
Go through
one day when you're having a bad day, maybe, but we can't get you too hyped up.
the goal as as possible. Not hold it in your wallet for like too long. Rose like held it for a few days. She gets attached to NFTs. We've been working on it in FOMO Anonymous.
It was
But,
in my wallet 13 seconds, bro. That was unlucky enough for me. That sucker was
I already know
gone.
where it's going.
20 seconds and I got rid of that thing right into Rose's wallet. So pass it on. Don't hold the Fed dino.
I thought Rose was going to adopt it. I thought it was like part of
She
the
kept it
family
for a
now, pulling up
while.
to the table.
He was in the group chat, was like, I really like it. Like, I might just keep it. And we're like, Rose, you can't. It's a narc. You can't keep it.
If you send me that, I'm sending it to a burn address.
That's how Tevi's tracking everybody's.
No, do not burn the dino.
I'm sending it to Soul, dude. Guy's a total narc.
Bro, if you send me that, I'm telling you, I'm sending that dino to hell.
I think it needs a cool animation around it of it burning in those blue flames, bro. Right out of its like ETH eyeball or whatever that thing is, and that weird design that's on its mouth.
I'll do it.
Pass that on, dude. Do not keep that thing in your wallet. Send it to Jerry, dude.
Jerry the human, yeah. But you can't burn it, man. This was Tevi's choice over originally minting a clone. So it has that significance.
Provenance.
Tevi minted this dinosaur instead of a clone.
No, so I got the baby. This is the baby version of what I actually
Hey, will you mute him, Compound? We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it.
That was a good story. Yeah, I won't burn it, bro. I probably won't send it either because I'm too cheap to pay gas. But if it's a good night, I might send it. Maybe like for a bad Santa gift.
Are these guys making royalties off of all these little trades? Yeah, probably a tiny bit, but they're like worth nothing.
No, they're not. It's being
If
sent for
you're
free.
transferring, there's no royalties.
Bro, they flew away on their magic carpet a long time ago.
Is it rare?
No,
I told
listen. When the
No, nobody
founder,
wants to hear it.
no, when the
No,
founder
no,
sits
no,
down on his little Twitch stream and
no.
and tell you that this is a bad time, but he's eating a sandwich, you know it's game over, right? So I don't want to hear anybody complaining about our founders because you've never had a founder of a project sit in his perfect little weather island eating his dope sandwich and telling a bunch of people that, you know what, right now is not a good time for me. So yeah, we're gonna try this again later.
Dinos are extinct.
Guys, and gals,
the,
um,
the project so gone
yo,
you can't even see it on open.
Tevi has a girlfriend after the last space. You guys left early, but
This is recorded, Baron. Say no more.
no, I know. You guys know what I'm talking. Come on, it was a funny. She blew him a kiss and said
He
she
said.
liked his voice, and I
He
was
said
like,
more.
yeah,
Congrats.
He's saying more. Like he's not stopping. This is why he has that fed clone right there.
This is why he has the
And
dino.
Yeah,
tell
bro,
him,
we need the full. You need to debrief us. We need the full report right now,
yeah.
sir.
I'll write it up.
Thank you.
you know, Baron took notes.
Come on, Baron, turn your sirens off.
Let's jump to Vincent. Vincent, how do you feel about soundboards? Let's get your honest opinion.
Well, I'm just reading all these threads about Ryan Carson now. It's kind of weird.
All right, since you're not ready, yo, how about the guy that accidentally hit the soundboard board during the Clonespiracy space on Cass?
That was actually
I
pretty
felt
good,
bad
man. That
for
was the spot I
everybody
was there
involved
for.
in that situation. It was the spring sound, wasn't it? No, it was like, wow, wow. Oh, I don't even know. Fuck, it was good.
All right, Vincent, what were you saying about your buddy Ryan?
Well, I don't know. It's just interesting, right? Like, people are kind of crucifying him here. And I kind of get it, but it's also just, I don't know. It's
I think it's over the top.
yeah, you think so?
I don't know, man. I've had my name as an organizer with so many businesses, and some of them didn't go right. Some of
Yeah.
them, like snowboard industry, went down 25% over a 2-year period. We shut a snowboarding company down, and then
This is COVID,
7 years later, all of a sudden, to have all these people before COVID, actually, when skis got fatter, snowboards, dude, got wrecked, totally wrecked. Skis took back over the snowboard market because people could go in parks with skis, right? They could go off anyways, they could do all this stuff. And it got wrecked. If people looked at me 7 years later, like, bro, you started this snowboarding company, you got all these guys, you had this company, they bought all these new machinery for you, and then, bro, you just shut it down. You're a terrible person. And then everybody got enough space to rip me a new one? Nah, man, it's too much. I agree he made mistakes. He's not as good of a business person as he thinks he is, but not to be put up in front of a crowd like that. I disagree.
Rafael, that's funny. Because of Moonbirds. Yeah.
That's a good take, Jace.
I think people like they're really quick to judge in the space, you know. It feels like a lot of just feel like there's kind of a pattern, right? Like of some things, right? So he left Moonbirds to start this like fund, right? And then like a few months into the fund, kind of was trying to raise for Flux, which is like a sort of that thing that broke the internet, the accelerator, which I think, you know, they weren't able to raise the money, right? And then now he's kind of come out with like, after that he bought the weird like CryptoPunk that wasn't a punk on Bitcoin, whatever. And then now he's kind of like, I guess, announcing that he's retiring from the Daily Dose and Web3, which is just it's just interesting.
Well, I think you nailed it, and I don't like you nailed it as in the fact that there's a pattern. Despite the previous businesses, Jace, I think you're right on the point. Like, I think people can run businesses and they do fail. But before he left Moonbirds, he was sniping rare Moonbirds
Yeah.
before data was revealed, right? So you have a start of a pattern. Metadata wasn't revealed. He sniped a bunch of them, then left Moonbirds, started the fund. And that's not a big deal, right? The fund is down, everybody's bag's down. But what everybody was mad about with Flux was that he put the post out to raise funds by tagging all the influencers that he had previously had written.
Yeah, that was a bad move. Totally.
Nobody was actually locked in on contract, and then used all of their names as credibility to try to raise funds from a bunch of accredited investors at a higher rate by using their credibility, right? That was the big deal. But I think it's just the pattern is what whoever just said. Oh, Vince, yeah, sorry. The pattern is what
Forget about me already.
When you're not co-hosting, bro, you're dead.
Yeah, that's compound for you. Just everyone, how many people are in here? 32, the 31 other people here. You guys don't mean anything to compound because you're not a co-host. So,
unless you send him a Narcosaurus Rect, then he loves you. He'll ship it out quick, but he'll love you for a minute.
Don't send me shit. I don't want none of your guys' Recasaurus Rex, dude. No,
I'm
but
just gonna say I'm gonna just airdrop you more of them if I don't find out what your grail is. So
airdrop him your entire hidden folder. It'll be fun. Well, actually, no, don't touch those. Never mind.
No,
that
I'm
is
not
a real bad take. That's a real bad take.
That is a real bad take. But no, I'm gonna find a couple more little gems and I'm gonna send them to you unless you let me know what your grail is. So that's just my bad take right there. Just so you know.
And look, I'm not going to have an opinion on it, Vince, but I think what people are saying is like, oh shit, like this next thing and this series of patterns blew up in his face, this whole thing with the influencers, and it's just not going to work out. And instead of like coming to terms with it and continuing to build, he just goes, all right, I'm out of here. Like this shit didn't work for me. Like I wasn't able to get the funds that I wanted to raise on my next fund or accelerator or whatever. And that's what the perception is. And who knows, he may be going something like through other things, and he probably is.
right.
I'm
curious, what happens to the NFT fund?
Well, it was two funds, right? So he had G212 or 121 or whatever, and then he had Flux. So it was a totally fresh fund. The problem here is ethical issues, right? Because it's kind of cutting corners, doing things that aren't technically illegal, but just aren't ethical. So I think that's when he was kind of running into issues and borderline legal issues. But
you're talking about with like the announcement of the raise and stuff.
I'm talking about sniping the trades. I'm talking about the raise. I'm talking about just the way that he exited the project. And Kevin Rose has his back, obviously. Like, hey, it was a mutual decision. He wasn't a founder of Moonbird, so it's not like he rugged the project. He kind of came in to build community, which I mean, you can see with the Daily Dose that he does do a good job building community. I think he did have he was bringing value. I was in his shows quite a bit, so he there's definitely not. It's not like people are just dumb and they're getting duped by the guy. Like he's charismatic. He's he's friendly, like he's really nice. He's good at building community and really encourages people to network and connect with each other. And so, anyways, I guess I'll just say that it's like an ethical thing, man.
I think like with the fun thing, I think people really wanted to have a reason to be pissed off at him, because if you've ever been in like the world of like VC or private equity, like what he did is not uncommon. Like, even though you get soft commitments, you don't sign term sheets, like you still float the names of soft commits, and 90% of the time soft commits convert to funding. So like, I think people just kind of wanted a reason to hate the guy again. And I mean, it's shown, right? Like he's obviously taking it pretty hard. So
it was just that, if you could tell, even bringing up the tweet from 2018 about being in a black barbershop, like that had nothing to do with any of the shit. Was that
a recent tweet or was that an old tweet?
That was 2018. I guess somebody went through his timeline and just brought it back up. Like, yo, you still got time to delete this.
That was a weird tweet for me, like to read. That was a little like, I don't know what the context was, but
I think it was weird for everybody to read. You know what I mean? But it was something that he was. Who knows where he was coming from when he came out with that information? But at the same time, like you said, and he just had a target on his back, and people was just trying to
Yeah.
find more gasoline to add to the fire. So yeah, they just wanted to be pissed at him for a reason. But some people had legitimate reasons to be upset with him, right? So it is what it is, and I don't think it's ever an excuse to bully anyone on some bullshit like that, though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So no, definitely not advocating bullying, online bullying. But the issue with the fundraising, though, Vince, in my opinion, was that there were no fund raised at that point. Nothing was collected, and they were using the credibility and the names of those influencers to entice or cause FOMO for like the normal investors to come in. Like, look, we got G Money, we got this guy, we got Luca. Like, come on and invest. It was just really, really, and it was at the same time that like a bunch of us in this space in Bad Take and from the clone community were being kind of tagged in post and used for our credibility as well. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way at one like at that specific time. It was that same almost the same day that happened. That something voted with our names tagged on a post as well. Dre was on the post too. And so the whole situation I kind of felt for the guys like, yeah, we talked in a text that I would be down to like partake in his project, but I never fully signed anything, and then he used my name to shill it or whatever fully on the timeline. I understand why they were upset, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it
that
was
is literally
interesting.
commonplace in institutional investing, though.
Well, no, because it was a private raise. Okay, so you don't release the names until after the round is closed, after the funding's closed. And but what they did, the mistakes they did, and the ones who, AJ Vaynerchuk was one of the ones that went on Leap Space like at 5 a.m. and spoke, and he did such a great, elegant job. Like he has a 12-year relationship with Ryan Carson. He wasn't ready to throw him under the bus, but he did say, hey, like, this is not something that I invest in. I don't invest in public raises because of my name and my brother. It draws a lot of the wrong, people don't do their research. They're just kind of jumping on the back of stuff. So I'd never get into public raises. I would have never agreed to a public raise. But what they did do, and what AJ said was a mistake and something that he'll note for the future, is they all co-tweeted with Ryan publicly. So I think Ryan, I don't know. Again, intentions are hard, right? But like, I have seen like some really positive intentions from Ryan that are just really, really poorly executed. And so this might have been one of those too. Like I think Jay said, he's just maybe not as cunning or sharp as he thinks he is, right? Like so. Anyways, I think this just backfired majorly. But he kind of used the code tweeting as like a fallback, and then he tagged all the code tweets in that big announcement, right? So
Yeah.
kind of to be like,
Yeah.
we already
Yeah.
announced
That's a good
this,
point.
so I'm just making it public and yada yada yada. So, anyways, yeah, it was supposed to be private. You don't announce if it's private. You don't announce until after the round is closed for those kind of reasons, those kind of conflict of interest reasons. So again, an ethical issue.
The co-tweet was a handshake emoji, and a handshake emoji does not constitute you using someone's name to raise public funds from the public.
100%.
Know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah.
I mean, when you say public funds, like maybe some people can get a little conflated. Like, I mean, it's not open to like retail investors. Like, so it's still private in the sense that it's limited to either accredited investors or institutions. So it's not public in the sense that it's like a public, like token sale or like crowdfund. That's not all he was going for.
Well, there's levels to it, and if you put it publicly with the link on the post, looking for accredited investors to click the link and sign up, like it's still there's levels to it for sure. What I meant is it went public right on his timeline saying, here, you can invest too if you're accredited. Click the link. Here's all the names that I already got involved.
Yeah.
Better fucking rate than you're gonna get. Like they all think 10 grand in is what they had to put, and then the accredited has to do 100K minimum. It was so weird, man.
And yeah, I mean, look, I think like they're like, he's kind of on that edge, and I think probably anyone else would have got a pass except for this guy given his like track record, right? It's just, I don't know, like Dre said, it's like it's really easy to like like bully people on the internet, right? Like especially when you're behind like all these PFPs and stuff, and your name is like Mega Mutant Maxi, right? So like
Shut up, bro. Don't come at me like that.
But you get the point, right? Like it's kind of like it's a difference between like Twitter and LinkedIn, right? And I'm not saying like this should become LinkedIn, but when you have
Dude,
like
but LinkedIn is the worst.
No, I know, but like all I'm saying is that I think that the real like snarky like kind of culture I think of crypto Twitter kind of turns off a lot of people, right? And this isn't a good example necessarily, but a lot of people just like you see it every day. People get bullied for stuff like that, maybe they deserve, but really not to the extent that like people are writing threads and research like reports about this guy's background. It's like, dude, come on, like you have not anything better to do than just like bully this guy. He'd probably achieve a lot more than like what you have and just write a thread about him. I don't know, I thought it was really interesting and kind of fucked up to see.
So I got
Okay, wait.
this.
Let's go to the hands. We had these people.
I was going to say, let's go to the hands. We have all heard enough of that guy's story, man. I was about to dip.
Yeah, seriously, yes.
Oh, that's like a
All
3
right, Ron Soul had his hand up for a while and he took it down. I don't know if he wants to speak on his piece or.
Yeah, yo, my hand was just hurting a little bit. I had to bring it down, but
I know.
I was just gonna say to Jace's point, like I agree with you on like the whole like business side. Like if a company doesn't do well, then it's not on like the business owners. But like I think with this whole like Ryan Carson guy, like none of us are stupid. Like the way he goes about certain things, it's like very shady, and he's a smart guy. Like he's not gonna make those simple rookie mistakes that he claims that he wasn't aware of doing. So it's just like I think a lot of people in this space are smart enough to see through the type of tactics that he makes, and it's pretty obvious, like what he does. It's basically like clickbait, and he offers you like something, and he never like falls through with it, and and it's like what Vince was saying. It's like you see the patterns of it too. So it's never okay to bully someone, but it's also like it's very clear that he always puts himself in that position where it's questionable what he's doing.
Yeah, man. Connect the dots. When there's enough dots, you can connect them, right? Like somebody leaves a trail of breadcrumbs that long, it's pretty easy to connect stuff. But I want to know what Jack has to say, but Felix was up here a little while ago, had his hand up for a while. We didn't get to him. I don't know how long ago that was. Could have been a year. But anyways, let's hit Jack and then Felix.
Right. I was going to say we can do Felix and then I can go because I'm going just a totally different, totally random place. I'll close this topic then, and then we can all move on with life. I'm out walking the dog and I'm on my way back. So I've actually known Ryan for a while outside of Web3, and he's not a bad dude. He's maybe a little naive. And the biggest failing, in my opinion, my humble opinion, was the very first NFT he minted was a proof pass. So he wasn't part of the team. He minted it. He knew Kevin. He's well connected in the Web2 world, startup world, and he minted that through, Kevin's network. And then within a month, he was COO because they were aiming to do a big conference, and that was his background. Where he misstepped, in my opinion, is within 3 months of discovering NFTs, he spun up a fund. And that's not long enough to be in the trenches and to figure out the space because it's not
so true.
Yeah, it's not just a progression of Web 2. It's completely different. There's a different level of accountability and understanding and social awareness, which he unfortunately lacks. So the fund obviously didn't perform very well. He straight out the gate was doing big sweeps, and I even was messaging him and talking to him like, dude, this is not how you. And he's like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. You're on your own. And then within 6 months of that, he's trying to spin up an incubator, and he's obviously leaning on the success of Proof and Moonbirds at that point, which, he had a small part to play in a little bit of Moonbirds, but he was there for like 2 months. So it wasn't like it was his brainchild. He was just, on the rocket ship when it took off. But to spin up an incubator when you've been in the space less than 9 months is super naive of you. And it's kind of, a little bit insulting to the space to think that someone can come in with zero understanding or experience, not even really crypto knowledge, and say like, oh, I can join the pieces. I've got a name. I built a little bit of a community with this daily dose, and I can spin up an incubator and launch 1,000 projects in the next 10 years. And it's like, why? Like, what? you're not necessarily solving a problem, and you don't really have a track record. And what's the like? It was, I suspect, it was a little bit of greed, and more so, if he had just taken his time and like he had done a pretty miraculous recovery from when he, dipped out of proof, or they agreed to part ways. He started his fund. There was a lot of FUD. He started this community, and he had a lot of supporters. He should have just hung on to that, taken his time, built his brand back up, built a community behind him, and then done something to support them, versus like just move on to the next shiny thing. And he probably would have been successful at it. And I feel for him and his mental health. Like this was he copped a lot, and he's pretty open. He puts himself out there, and he probably wasn't deserving because he didn't actually take money from anyone. That's one thing you have to bear in mind. There's a lot of people in this space that take money from people. He definitely misstepped several times and probably did stuff that probably should have him, temporarily banned from the space, so to speak, socially wise. But he didn't actually grift anyone. He was, potentially going down that road, maybe without intention. But yeah, it's when
But the thing with him is that he keeps trying until he gets it right. Like, yeah, he makes up for every single
Isn't that
time.
every human though?
Yeah.
You don't get
Yeah,
your
I
art
mean,
right. You're gonna keep going till you get it
Isn't that what
right.
Zach?
Right?
Isn't
You
that
gotta
what Zach
applaud
Vagabond
the
did
resilience, man.
successfully?
Like he just keeps going, bro.
But he hasn't got it right though. That's the thing. He had it. He had the formula with this daily dose. He had big meetups with hundreds of people, and he had the most popular Twitter space. It's like, dude, you struck gold. Don't get greedy. Just relish in that moment. This space moves so quickly, and just see what you
That's
can
it
do
right
with
there.
that. And he had it. He landed on his feet, and that's a feat in itself. Like I was like, dude, I don't know how you did this. You've turned this ship around because you were like no one wanted to associate with you for a while, and you found your voice, you found your community, and just marinate in that for 6-12 months. Do your up
Yo, he
farming
needs
bullshit.
to hire you, Felix.
I've tried to give him this advice, and he was like, he's just, part of being maybe an entrepreneur or whatever. He's like such a big thinker, but he's thinking 10 years ahead. And I'm like, dude, it's not a race. We're so early. Like, just take your time, because when you haven't learned to run yet, you're still learning to walk in this space, and you're trying to run at full speed, and you're going to land on your face. And sure enough, he did. And I was like, and when that happened, I was talking with a bunch of people that also know him, and we're all like, he's done. He has to fucking pull out of this space, and you can't recover from this. Like, this is. And then he went and bought 180 ETH worth of Bitcoin ordinals, and we're like, oh my god, all right, I'm just not going to waste any more time on this. Like the fact that and this just goes to the character, right? He heard about it 3 days later, dropped like $250,000 worth of his funds money into something he just heard about. And I'm like, this is like, for someone who is preaching due diligence and incubating projects and doing the 21 questions to doxing everyone, he just dived into this thing. I'm like, man, he's just like, again, he's just running 100 miles when he's just learning to walk. And it's just super evident, and you can't knock him for trying. Again, if you invested in his fund, the writing was probably on the wall at the beginning, and I don't even know how many people actually invested or if it's his own money. There's not been much transparency around that, but I steer clear. But it's just really sad to see a bunch of people tear him down on other stuff. Like even though there was a comment just before of like, he clickbaits and he he overpromises, underdelivers. He hasn't promised anything. Like if you actually look at it, but
Yeah, but he says it in a way where he obviously doesn't promise it to you, but like he says it to you to come and feel
oh,
welcomed in
dude,
his
he's selling
community.
snake oil. There's no doubt about that. Like he has the gift of the
Yeah, it's
gab.
like that suburban that comes to your hood and sells you oregano instead of marijuana.
Yeah. Well, that's the
But
thing, though. He
he was
never actually
good at
sold
that.
it. He tried to sell it to you, and you're like, nah, I don't want that. But
But he had that voice, man. He was good at that. He, like you said, he struck gold with the meeting that he had, the daily spaces that he had.
yeah.
So yeah, what
Look
was the
who's
crying
talking
about?
about having that voice, Dre. Look who's talking right now, bro. You got the voice.
Real recognize real. We out here. You know what I mean? So what was the tears about? What did he cry about?
Because he was bailing on his community. How real that was, I don't know. He puts his heart in his sleeve. I know that, but dude, if you were that committed to this community, just focus on the damn community. Forget about this incubator and some startup and just money, like just dollar signs. Like he was comfortable, like outside of whatever the history happened. Like he was basically retired when he joined Proof, and there was conversations early on. He was like, "Look, I've exited a couple of startups. This last one didn't work very well, but like I've made good money, and I'm just retiring and playing in crypto NFTs just because of my curiosity." And then went from zero to hero to villain in less than 12 months.
Hey, Felix, I want to ask you a question. I wanted to ask you this the last time we were here, and then we can go to Jack. What are your thoughts on where Moonbirds is at? Have they released anything to their community? I saw the dump, and I'm familiar with the dump. I've seen it in many of the communities I'm in. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are and where you're at. You seem pretty level-headed and forward-thinking. I'd love to know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. This Thursday is going to be the definition. I've caught up with Kevin Rose one-on-one several times. He and I actually I host a book club, and he's my co-host in that, where we hit books on a monthly basis in relation to art and collecting. We did stuff on sneaker collecting to a really good book like The Black Market. Anyway, outside of that, so I don't have any inside information, but I do have an idea that what this Thursday is meant to release is like the true north for the collection. And what I think will happen, what I hope will happen, I should say, is that holders will understand what they're actually, and I do this in air quotes, investing in, or what they're speculating on. And I suspect there'll be people that have aligned interests that will either double down or enter the ecosystem. And then there's others that don't have an interest that will probably exit. And it should consolidate. I don't know what will happen price-wise, but it should consolidate to a point where the community is like-minded. Because right now it's a little bit disjointed, and there's a lot of opportunity. It's going to center around art, digital art in particular, and how that's collected, displayed, how artists are represented, etc. Like Proof just did a pretty cool little update on their website, how they do these artist profiles, similar to what some museums do, which doesn't really exist in this space yet. So they want to be on the bleeding edge of penetrating traditional art. They're meeting with a lot of museums around the world, and that's part of what they were trying to do with the Grails process as well. That's actually going to go on tour globally, where if you go to one of the shows, like you can straight up scan the QR code, it'll link you to OpenSea or wherever, and you can buy the artwork in the gallery then and there, and they're going to start building a narrative and a storyline behind this curated set of Grail artists that they have. So there's some pretty cool mediums and pillars within there that they're going to push. I don't know where this high-rise thing comes. There's talks of a token and other stuff, but Thursday's the day where that gets released. And I think it's in a Discord voice chat where there's maybe a pitch deck they're going to be walking through, but the team seems pretty damn excited about it because it's been under wraps for arguably too long, which is why the speculation has gone the wrong way, because it's been 10 months without really a true north being identified, which seems to be the case for most projects. But they're big enough, they got the treasury enough and enough brains that it should have been communicated by now.
Man, that's the most cohesive and put together statement on Moonbirds, and actually on a lot of different projects that I've heard in a while. So thank you. That helped me a ton. So I have been satisfied. Thank you, Felix. That was good.
No worries, my pleasure. All right, well, I'm gonna probably drop off in a couple of minutes. I'm about to walk into the front door, but appreciate finally being able to get up here and chat.
Appreciate that too, man. That was great.
Much love, Felix. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Felix. That was a great take. And yeah, I like your vibe. I'm not even educated whatsoever in the topic at hand. However, that was a good breakdown.
Yo, right, Jack.
Hey, guys. I was gonna totally change the topic to NFT collections giving their holders free things if we want to go there. If we don't want to go there, I want to promote and or highlight a really cool artist who is, I think he or she is newer to the clone ecosystem, but they're doing absolutely fire. Pixel art of CloneX, and it's kind of their way of coming into this ecosystem, and they're doing it for tips, honestly. Low key though, it's like, it's nice to pay an artist who's actually good for like stuff that they do that's dope. So I wanted to show off his stuff. If I can pin a tweet, sirs.
No selling,
As
Jack.
long as it's nothing for sale, man. Like
No
I'm
selling,
down
Jack.
to.
No, it's not for sale.
Yeah, I'm down to support artists. I fucking love the artists in our community. I just don't want to sell stuff on the pin tweets up top. But yeah, let's run it. Let's throw it up top. And I do want to talk about projects giving free stuff. Anything but Ryan Carson, fucking please, bud.
Dope. Okay, so I just pinned the guy. His name is Vex, but I think he's going by JPEG Boy. JPEG Boys. But yeah, if you just DM that guy, he'll make you a pixel edit. I don't think it costs anything unless he has like a ton of people that are hitting him up, but I don't.
Yeah,
It's
that's
probably
fire, dude.
free. And I do not benefit in any way Compound, Dre Mill, or Jace in the sense of bringing up this guy's thing. Anyway, so where I was going, because it was brought up earlier about the ledger stuff with Artifact, and like this is probably the first drop that I've actually felt relatively strongly about clone holders who also have ledger market passes should, in my opinion, be gifted a free ledger from Artifact. And my thought on that is Artifact has been a launch partner with Ledger since June of last year. So it's been a while. Those passes, they minted at 0.3, which was around $1,000 at the time. Then it's been an extended period of time. And yes, people have gotten things for holding the passes. But this is finally Artifact and Ledger's collaboration. And like if you have a clone and you have a Ledger market pass, you already got like a 10K stack on your clone, and then you buy this pass for another couple $100 or $1,000 depending on the time that you got into it. And it's like at this point in time you should already have a Ledger. So why should I buy another Ledger after I just bought this pass and I've been holding this clone? It's like maybe they would give me a free Ledger, because like honestly the cost to produce a ledger has to be like $5. Like the actual hardware little piece, probably less than that. And it's like if Artifact was to buy, I don't know, like how many clones actually have ledger market passes? And if they did it this way, it would incentivize clones to go in and pick up a ledger market pass, which would drive value to Ledger, which is the brand that Artifact is collaborating with, to give clones the access to the dope skin vial case or Ledger. I don't know what it is totally yet. That's my take on it. That's my thought. That's why I'm having that approach to this case. It's not a give it to all 20,000 clones, no chance. It's like if you have the right thing, if you have the collaborative asset in this case, which is already pretty expensive, then I think you should get a free Ledger. That's just my thought. I'll stand by it too. Let's go.
No, yeah, I think they've made the money on the mint and then within the royalties to afford it. And all my point is that if you just set your expectations that nothing's free when the things do come, that hey, like here we're going to give this to these holders, you're going to be really happy, right? But we have since FUD started, everybody expecting every physical drop fee free, sorry, and it's getting so old to see, right? Because not everything can be free. But I do agree with you that there are things that are within budget, like maybe something like this, if you're holding the right passes, that could be. But it's just best in what I've done is just expect anything physical to be paid. And everything digital has been kind of on trend to be kind of airdrop to us unless it's something special or something. But no, I agree, dude. I like to take. But again, what I'm saying to you is set your expectation low. Set your expectation that like it's not going to be right. And then when they say, "Oh, you have a market pass and a clone, you're getting it for free." Guess what? Now we have a happy jack instead of an upset jack because your expectations were like set lower at in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Did
what
you
I've
have low
done.
expectations though for this collection? Is another question.
The
What's that?
highest of absolute expectations is what I define as luxury. And I think that we should walk that walk. If we want to be the best, we got to be the best. And it starts with these small things that like it's a $50 thing to give to, I don't know, the 500 clones and market pass holders that actually hold it. I bet they spend 100, 150 grand, or they drive crazy value to Ledger's market passes, and then the royalties that they get, it more than offsets the cost that is started from all this. I mean, Ledger Market Pass, it's 77% unique holders and 1% listed. That is decentralized, y'all. But drive some volume to it, and then it benefits both the person that Ledger is or that Artifact's collaborating with, and Ledger is, and clones that got both get a dope trinket to remember that experience.
Yeah, I think, here's my take on it. I think that if the goal is to make the space safer, and that's really kind of what they were talking about, right? With having kind of a learning model where you earn points, I definitely think they could gamify it either to a discounted price after you complete all the tasks, all the challenges, all the quests, all of the whatever the form is going to be for the gamification of the education. They could, you could incur soft tokens, soft points, and then redeem that for a discount. And then maybe if you also hold the clone, there's an additional discount, or it negates the cost. I don't think the expectation should be that it's free, but if they're driving incentivized behavior for this thing that they're passionate about, which is educating the masses, they can't gate it to people holding the NFT, but they can definitely reward people for having held the NFT or holding the NFT on the back end. But I think, driving as much adoption as possible into this gamification of the education is the goal. So they should be incentivizing that in whatever way that looks like. And maybe they are. I don't know, right? Because there's still details to be released. So. And by the way, since nobody else jumped in, if you're buying a ledger second hand, say like somebody else gets this and they're selling it, the safe way to buy a ledger second hand is to buy a ledger yourself, or use your seed phrase from your existing ledger to set up the new ledger, right? So for example, if you go on, you're at a NFT NYC or NFT LA or whatever, and somebody's selling one, you're going to get the ledger authentication that yes, this is an actual ledger device. That's number one. And then number two, you have the option to set up as a new device or restore from an existing seed phrase. If you restore from an existing seed phrase that you know is secure and not compromised, you can load it up onto that physical device. And then that kind of negates any risk of that seed phrase being compromised already. So just a tip.
Wait, I got a question. I sat up here and said an answer. Did I get rugged, bro? Did nobody hear what a...
No, you're good.
I can hear you now.
I got super rugged.
No, I can hear you. Who can't you hear? Jerry's was
No,
talking.
before he couldn't hear. Before.
Yeah, I heard Jerry the Human right now, but I'm immediately after Jack posed his questions about the ledger. I guess I got rugged.
Yeah, Jerry was talking on that at that point.
Bro, we just don't listen to you anymore.
Damn, baby, what happened? Oh, we hate you. No, I want to say this. No, Jack, I want to add. I get everything happened for a reason, right? So I want to say this. Like, my point was, I own a clone, of course. I also hold Ducks of a Feather, the NFT that dropped the Nikes last year, and I own the Phil Knight helmet, right? So they just released another pair of shoes, some Hirachis, 345 pair, to the holders of the Ducks of a Feather NFT, and then it went to the people who had the Phil Knight helmet if they didn't sell out, or the Ducks of the Feather NFT. But what you are describing, and by the sentiment that you're placing, it seems like I should have got those shoes for free, right? And I think that would come across as kind of like a lot of people like, yo, that's kind of out of hand, right? You know what I mean? Because just because we own these NFTs doesn't necessarily mean we should get anything that they're manufacturing for free. And that's just my opinion. And it seems like, for real, this is always an opinion that you hold when it comes to the artifact drops. And honestly, it just seems like, for real, man, a lot of the times that you're not happy with the results of the drops or the releases. So, with that being said, I asked this question to you for the second time since nobody heard me the first time. What have you spoken to any of the founders or anyone on the team to let them know your thought process and your opinion on these things? And if so, I would love to hear what their response was.
I would say the quick answer is no. Maybe DMs here and there, but nothing ridiculous. Because honestly, the way I see it is, if I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna say it on the timeline. Um, Better or worse, that's kind of my thought. I'm gonna say it right out in front of everyone, and everyone can either hear it and choose to acknowledge it, reach out if they want, or not. Um, is probably the best way to say that, which is kind of like talking in world chat, and it's kind of difficult because it does get lost. But like, maybe that's a bigger question, I would say, Dre Mill, and I might need to get a bigger response, but I think that's the thing that hits me right away. But as to like the shoes thing, I think that's different than a Ledger, because like a Ledger hardware wallet, it's a USB stick. It's cheap. Like it is bare bones cheap. And it's like they're telling us protect the egg. Okay. Empower me to protect that egg and make damn sure I got something to protect it with. It's like, like not necessarily, not directly like that. Like I'm not gonna say like Artifact needs to take responsibility for our security. But the way that the news release on this specific thing hit me personally, I didn't enjoy it because it sounds very much like we're going to token gate the security classes and the access to those classes to people that hold, and the quests to people that hold the Ledger Pass NFT and the Artifact Ledger collab. And it's just like, okay, but it's security of these assets that we all are holding. And to me, I think that education around security should be open and free. And yes, I think that a CloneX and a Ledger Market Pass holder should get a free Ledger. And that is very different than the ducks of a feather and the helmet, and a clone combo into a limited, like high end, like very much so luxury drop, because there's 350 something pairs of those. Like it's not a USB stick in that sense. I mean, this is a white painted USB stick, and it's like, Benoit told us they're gonna do something cooler than a custom ledger, and it's like, yo, it's a custom ledger with the information we have now that's currently available. So all of this is with that asterisk on it, that like we don't know if anything comes beyond this, if it ties in down the line, if those ledger quests are going to be sick, or if it's going to be like a Happy Meal toy from McDonald's kind of thing. Like, hey, good for you. Thanks for doing our quest, but here's this. That's probably my attempt at hitting both those questions, right, Bill?
But it seems the same way for real. Like this is the same type of answer that we received from like the Monolith 2 coupon situation, right? Where people were like, yo, we should be getting these for free. And I don't know if you were amongst the crowd of people who voiced that same sentiment of, yo, we should be getting these shoes for free, or we should be getting this merchandise for free, or we should be getting the season 1 release for free. It seems like a lot of people share that same idea. And like I said, I don't know if you were one of those people, but it seems like no matter what happens, man, and I got to be straight up, right? Because this is just who I am. It seems like no matter what happens, Jack, you upset about what's happening, bro. Like I can't remember a time when it was like, oh, that was dope, or this was a great idea. And I think this conversation stems into the one about Ryan Carson that Compound doesn't want us talking about. But it seems like it's more Web 2 ideals that's being passed into the project at this time that a lot of people are going against, or they feel like it shouldn't be going this way, and they're voicing their opinion very strongly. Um, And I say this to you directly because I think you're one of the main people from what I see and what I'm perceiving, right? Because you have your own Twitter space, Clonespiracy, right? And even just earlier when we started jumping into it and talking about the ledger space or the ledger situation in your spaces earlier, it seems like it's always the same narrative. Like, boo, like that shit's this shit is trash. That release was whack. It could have been better, no matter what. So that's why I asked, spoken to anyone on the other side of things as of yet, because you have been very consistent, probably more consistent of anyone else I can think about in the Twitter space situation. And for you to drop that consistency, people know your voice and they see how loud it could be in this community. But we in a bear market. We're seeing a lot of capitulation happening. We're seeing a lot of people exit. Um, and I can't help to wonder if it's something that's on the other side that's driving you to feel this type of way outside of these actual releases. And maybe this isn't a conversation to be had over Twitter spaces, but I just wanted to voice my opinion because it's real and it's just, the perception that I have of the situation.
Happy to have the convo. Dre Mill, I think prepping would have been better, but that's okay. I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. I am a mechanical engineer by day. Like, I am logically based. I look at things from one start at A. I figure out the step to go to B. I figure out the step to go to C. And when I'm looking through those things, when I'm going through the ABCs, I already know that the ABCs, they're going to end with Z. All I have to do is figure out the 26 characters or steps to get through the alphabet. I think there's 26 characters. And it's like, if I can figure out A and B and C, and I know that A, B, and C are sound, then I know that I can do D. And then I can continue to progress in that way. This ecosystem is like saying A, P, Q, Z, Y, double A, B.5, C2. And it's like, I'm trying to figure it out. And I don't understand exactly if we're going to a Z, what timeline that is, how to get there. I'm actively learning a lot about this ecosystem, about what it means to be a creator as well, because I am corporate Web 2, like ride or die. That was me, like before 14 months ago when I found CloneX and Hape. And I was like, yo, this space is pretty cool. I like a lot of this stuff. I want to own my digital content. I want to own my digital assets. So I look at this stuff, Dre Mill, as, hey, it's cool, but in my opinion, I think it can be better. Or I think this isn't Web3. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I was here for. And I'm a big believer that feedback and opinions have to be shared openly so that we can acknowledge that there is a problem if majority of people think there actually is a problem. And it's like looking at the trajectory of Monolith 1 reveal to 3D files dropping to Season 1 forging to Clonetober to Eggvember and Remoa in there. It's like you could see a decline in this ecosystem. But if you talked about it, it was called FUD. And it's like, I've been talking about it to people. And it's like, I don't want to go into more specifics than that, I guess. But it's like, it's all coming true. It's like, and then like the Monolith 2 hit, and that was the powder keg that this ecosystem had been sitting on for hope, was the Monolith 2, because the Monolith 1 was done so incredibly epically, and it was so fantastic, and it was so perfect. It was beautiful. Like the Monolith 1 was so freaking cool. And then the 2 came out, and it was just like, oh, like the meme of like, what have you done? And it's like, that hurt. And like, as far as wanting free things this whole time, I have not been vocal. I don't think I have anyway about getting free things from all of these different drops. Like I got a t-shirt on season 1. That's all I claimed, bro. And then like Baron sent me a hoodie and a long sleeve for Gem. Like that's it. And it's like with these different things, I'm still waiting for the T. Like we don't, like win shipping. And it's like in my Web 2 job, I understand the scope, the timeline, and the deliverable. And I set all of that and it happens along my schedule. This is 180 degrees different. And I'm still trying to figure out the next step so that I can figure out where it's all headed. And when I see things that I think have room for improvement, I am not shy about saying that because that's who I am. And I hope it doesn't come off in a bad way. And if it does, I invite anyone who sees anything to hit me in the DMs. They are wide open. And I do my best to respond in a somewhat timely manner. And that's probably how I can answer that without even prepping.
No, I feel you, and I appreciate the response because it makes plenty sense. But I'm gonna say this one thing, and then I'm gonna go to the hands too, because I don't want to stay up here on the soapbox all night, and I could do this all night. But um, I say this main point a lot of the times in different spaces when we jumped into this artifact project. One thing that I noticed and knew when I was getting into this was that they never count their ABCs in chronological order. They never go from A to Z. The mystery was always one thing that kept the attention and the excitement. And that's the one thing that made Monolith 1 so epic because we had no clue what was going to happen and how long it was going to take for it to happen. So that's one thing I think we all can consider and understand when we jumped into this project. And as we can see, nothing has changed. So now the only thing that has changed is the length and the strength of people's patience. It has been tested, it has been drawn out, it has been shortened extremely. And I think that's what makes all of these questions come into play with the when and how and where and what, because once the patience was shortened, and I say this too, the trust was lost for a lot of people. If we were in the position that Yuga's in right now, Yuga's doing so many different things and no one's questioning it because of what's happening. The patience is still there, right? They've been winning, they've been executing, they've been doing things. Same situation. And I think if the tables would turn, we would be in that same position as well. If we were up, however people want to meter that being up, it wouldn't be the situation. But the reason why I say it to you, because I would rather talk about these things up front than talk about them behind your back. And this is just, like I said, it's something that I've seen, it's something that I've noticed. And I can only assume if I've noticed, others have noticed it as well. So I was just curious to see your perception and hear your opinion on it, and I appreciate you sharing your perspective.
Thank you, Dre Millie.
I guess we're gonna go to subscribe. Oh man, I should never mind. I don't even know if I want to go over there.
Man, I raised my hands. I should have cut you off, bro.
You're still gonna be off topic. Maybe Rose
I
has something to
appreciate it.
say on
That's
topic.
what I was saying. Like I totally dropped the ball, but we already
I
did it.
love you.
So yeah.
Subscribe. You're gonna go out
Wait,
left
I
fielding,
kind of
pitch
want to
away,
say,
bro.
I want to say one thing. Jack spoke from the fucking heart, dude, and I really, really respect his response. And I had to say that, dude. I felt that from the heart, bro. You too, Dre. You both speaking from the heart, and that's what I love about this fucking space. And I appreciate all you guys is that you can come out here every night and like speak your feelings and speak from the heart. So, who's next
And
on the
that was
hands, Dre?
some really good, effective communication. Not even throwing shade on it or making fun of it. Legit, like I really enjoyed that. So I know it was uncomfortable, but I very much enjoyed that.
Guys, I am the guy that has like a sheet of notes and like a full PowerPoint presentation before he actually talks, usually. So that was good. That was yeah, from the heart, and no notes here, y'all. I can guarantee that.
I'm like the opposite, dude. I've never taken notes in my life, and it probably shows when I'm up here just bullshitting, but I respect it, man. Rose, we skipped subscribe because he was just fucking with us, right? And now we're
No, I
on
got an
what?
opinion, but go ahead, Rose.
All right, all right, subscribe. We're gonna try you again. Let's go.
Yeah, I do think everybody should be part of the whole security thing. That's awesome with what he said. What I'm thinking about is it's kind of all over the place, but worth, right? When they try to sell us something, like I would want it to be of what we think would be the correct value as a retail person, because you guys just bought some Air Force Ones, right? And you guys bought it at a cheaper price, and hoping that you guys can sell it 10 times the price in a quick flip, in a sense. But when we buy these shoes from Artifact, like, is it worth it, and then yes, it's gonna be worth a lot more in the future, but then, like, you just gotta. I'm thinking about all these other shoes that came out that is, in a sense, it's is very limited, but it's like I mean, the price is not the same, right? I saw CRL and I was like, wait a minute, like, why is this so value, so, like, the value is so high? And then, like, I started flooding it, and I was like, wait a minute, a lot of people in America could get access to it, but nobody else. And I was like, access, I'm gonna buy this shit. Nobody got access. FUD this shit. I'm gonna buy it. But it's just a mixed ideas of how I went about things and how I think about things. I like I said in the other chat, I like to see it in different angles, right?
I agree, man. And I can't speak much on the sneakers other than what I've learned from Dre Mill and Pumpisha and Jace, but it all comes down to, like, if your time horizon is long enough and you have the funds to invest in something, to speculate on the price going up, like, that's a decision that each person makes on their own, right? And
I mean, it's not just funds. It's access is a big one. Like, I feel sad for everybody else that don't have access, but I got access. So I'm happy about it.
yeah, I mean, you take all those things into account when deciding on whether or not you're going to invest in something. So you're on the right track, man.
I don't invest, bro. I cop it and then I rock it.
All right. What's up, Rose Jade?
Hey, I was going to say that I always appreciate Jack being so upfront about expectations because I think we come from similar worlds. And if you imagine Artifact as a character that has a story and then therefore a story arc, I think it's all about setting expectations. Like, they set a certain tone, and then I think we were all expecting more of it. But if it's a mystery novel, that's cool too. I think it's just setting expectations. And in the product management world, you kind of marry the I would say, like, the content with the timing. And so it's very natural in, like, I guess Web 2, our old job, corporate jobs, where I manage a lot of the comms. We actually inform folks of the cadence of when updates are going to be made. And then when a launch horizon is approaching, we commit to it and then we communicate that. And I feel like that's important in terms of, like, what we could do or what Artifact could do here, especially because when there is silence and we have to fill in with hints and clues. And that's where I think we all are trying to, like, rein each other in and hold on and, like, be on the same raft together. But there are certain things that I'm hoping that they'll roll out just in terms of setting expectations of when they will do something. And so let's get formal. Like, let's have kind of that quarterly, AMA or whatever, where they can share out things in a more broad way, consistently, all together. And then I know they already mentioned it, but to propagate that through all the different channels. So a website being the main home base, not Twitter, not a Twitter handle by any means. Like, we could barely find our own tweets just to engage with each other and support each other. So, hopefully it's a web of things that they could do, but it is it could be an onion or a rainbow. I actually tout this in my real life all the time with teams. You start from the core and you have to build out. But if you don't start in the core, then what the heck are you building, right? It just seems like it's just I don't know. blocks of toys that a toddler would play versus something that is architected and structured like you would say with a Lego, set, if you will. So I think there's so much that they could do. So I'm on the same page with Jack oftentimes around that. But I'm trying to extend a little bit more grace, a little bit more patience, because it does take a lot longer to build. And I can definitely relate. Just on the Genesis project, it's such a small team that it's taking us forever just to do like little things to get aligned. Like you have to align and prioritize first before you start building, and then building takes forever. And then after that, you have to gift wrap it, right? So there's a lot of components, I would say, not to give them a pass, but I feel like there's again a little bit of patience needed, and hopefully some feedback we provide them is just like, can they just engage with us more to help set the expectation and tone and rhythm, and they don't have to tell us things that they can't tell us, but just having the forms of like, yep, this is in progress, we're still working on it. I think all of that, like direct communication, is really needed.
I think I got rugged. All I heard was Rose say that she's more patient than Jack. Is that what? Did I get rugged?
Yep, Rose is in here every night dealing with us. Yeah, she's like, what? Have you heard us? She's up here on stage dealing with us every night. Yeah, we got it. She's very patient. No, I love your like your outlooks, Rose. I respect both you and Jack and how you guys perceive things coming from your guys' background 100%. I think it just gets things get really it's a different world when there's people's finances and money involved, and then opportunity cost. It brings out more of it, like more emotions or even more expectations, right? And I think that there's a balance in between the two of the mystery and kind of providing enough information for everybody to make a financial decision or make an investment decision. So I think I think you guys are both right, and it can be done in that way, but also still kind of keep the mystery behind things as well. It's definitely possible, and it is something that a team like that is going to need to like learn or work towards, right? Because um, as a company grows, and it may be a Web3 company, and you can lean on that kind of for so long, like, yeah, we're Web3, we're mysterious, that's what we do. Just get with the program. You can lean on that for so long, but eventually you do kind of need to reel in some standard operating procedures and some communication lines as well. So I agree with both parties' takes and both sides of it, really. Um, let's, I don't know who, someone had their hand up and they put it down. I think Baron was next, right?
Yeah. I think the
Yeah, it was
artifact.
Baron.
I mean, I
Baron
think
and
the
then
ledger thing is just
the
it's more of
co-host, the
an
ex-co-host.
issue with because there's nothing else going on. I mean, they've got no core going on right now. We've got some eggs sitting on our wallets, and we've got some clones that God knows what the fuck they are, and there's lore. I saw Hondro put out one story on lore. That was it. So yeah, Ledger would be cool and it is. It's just that like it's really a fart in my mind compared to what they should be doing, and it's like it would be if there was a lot of other stuff going on and like things that people could focus on, then Ledger would be something that would be celebrated, right? Like it's 100 and I don't know what a Ledger costs, but if you own a clone, you shouldn't care about uh, it the fact that the ledger costs $150. So I don't think anybody's talking about price or the fact that you have to buy this cool ledger if we have something more core going on, which goes back to the point of they cannot continue to go on this road of having nothing. Okay, unless they're committed to having the floor bleed out, which they may be. Maybe Artifact was meant to just be a retail based access pass to buy luxury goods. And therefore, we are a Web2 company, which is fine. But right now, like someone has to decide, as a holder, whether you want to be in to a Web2 company Web3 company Web2 company that supports Web3 creators in a Web3 fashion, but its core business model is a Web2 based business model. And to me, that's where we're at. I think that we're going to get there, but again, my commitment to the space has been to not really say anything unless it's positive. You know what I mean? And I'll be direct, but like, if I don't like what's going on with Ledger, I just choose not to really comment on it. I think what they did with Ledger is cool. I think I do. Um, I'm glad that they didn't really make any announcements about it and talk about it, because I don't want them to like think that that's cool. You know what I mean? Or anything more than just a ledger. I mean, when OS did, when Ledger did something with Wrecked, it was just a free NFT. When they did something with another artist, it was a free NFT. It was just like, it's worth point nothing. You know what I mean? So the only time they ever gave anything for free out of that whole market ledger that they have was an actual ledger, Nano Black. So they've already probably spent their capital on that. I wish Artifact, for the sake of all of our fucking sanity, would give us something more to go on. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, they continue to not be able to do so. But
So I lived through this Ledger thing with Adam Bomb Squad, right? I talked about it earlier on the space, so I won't go too deep into it. But select tokens all got a free one, right? And so I have a stack of them still in the drawer. I've been giving them to anybody I onboard. I give them one of these ledgers that I got for free, and the box is custom. Anyways, all that stuff, and so it's very interesting for me seeing the free route. I'm not saying anybody wants them for free right now in this conversation, but the free route and how we all just sat on them and didn't do anything with them, and we're like, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, free, 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 free. We got it. And we're like, oh, yeah, let me just fill it in a drawer now. Sweet. Right? So I'm actually pretty stoked on what they've created with this education and this the more part of it, the more than it's just what I've already received. But the point before I stop is they put Adam Bomb Squad 6 months behind. And so everybody was flooding the timeline. Everybody was pissed because it was 6 months and they had this whole other thing that they were doing with Ledger. When they released it, it does this, and then you can use this. And anyways, they had to get rid of all that, and everybody was just pissed. And so with this, I can see where they didn't, where they probably wanted in their Web 2.5 way, right, with the physical manufacturing, they wanted the, exclamation protect to go along with this ledger, protect the egg, protect the egg, protect the egg. And this whole education and the reward system and the protect and the rewards and the education, all of that was supposed to go together. And I think attorneys and Ledger messed it up because Ledger, there's a massive issue with exporting certain things out of China right now, especially anything microchip based, anything at all. And so we're waiting and it's screwing things up and we're all sitting here on our backs.
No, yeah, and it's fine to repeat it too, or Jace, because there are new people in the room. So I appreciate you with your take, man.
yeah,
Baron, go
no,
ahead. My bad.
the other thing I would, I wish, did Artifact do anything in NFT Paris? Did they do so? And that's another thing. So if they didn't, I don't know. The creators did, like the community.
I seen some stuff. Apparently, we have like a place where they drink some bubblies and look at
Didn't they
art
have a
and
yacht party,
chill
like a
and
river
yacht.
yacht party?
I saw a yacht party online. I thought, or not a yacht
So
party, but
like,
maybe it's more like
yeah. So I just,
private event.
Apparently, we had
but
women, not like the
fucking
fanboys.
dude, I
Oh
bet in
God, let's
Paris
not
they
go there.
did, because they like nice things. They know Artifact has nice things. So men and women over there. So the I guess is that, does Artifact ever post any of that stuff? And I wish there's a lot of content like that has happened in the recent weeks alone with Utah and Japan and now Paris, and it's like I don't know.
It
So
was
you
a community event, Baron, just
Right,
like
and so
Utah
there we
was. It
go
was a
again.
community.
Is that it's a Web 2 company? Like we have to like
Real quick, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just before we got too far away from the ledger situation, I wanted to know if we
Well, I
found
was
out
done
what the
making my.
file
Hold on,
does.
I was making my point. Is that we're a Web 2 company because we can't even get involved in NFT New York. We can't get involved in NFT Paris. And we're an NFT. We have an NFT collection. It's like insane. And
Okay,
Aaron,
but it's
every company's a Web 2 company.
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Like,
what I'm
So
saying.
it's
you
So then
make income,
everybody
you
has
have
to get on
expenses.
this fact that you're going to pay for stuff.
Everyone put their hands up. It's Baron, the policeman.
That's all I'm saying. And then that was my point is that, like, I'm just closing this loop. And sorry, Ninja, is that it's like,
no, you're good.
is that we are going to be in a position in a lot of cases where we're going to have to pay for things. And when there's more to go on and there's more that we can build with our clones, go with lore, fuck around with each other on the lore, say that I'm a fucking cop going to take your shit with like, but know what kind of shit I'm going to take from you because we actually have artifacts, then we'll be in a better position, right? And people can choose to buy and not buy, and that can be not be the only topic of freaking conversation that exists. That's all I got.
I actually like these community supported events that they've been doing instead of hosting and spending a bunch of money doing artifact events. Supporting community led events has been pretty fire.
Our Utah event was better than
I
any
agree.
NFT
Just
place I've been
curated
to.
events are
Empowering
best.
the community. Yeah, empowering the
Yo,
community.
we keep cutting Ninja off. Where you go?
Bro, Ninja cut off everybody. He didn't even
His
raise his
ego
hand.
can't
Vincent,
take
your
it.
hand's been up for an hour. And Ninja just leaves when he doesn't get called on. All right, Ninja, come back and talk to us after the hands. Vincent, what's
Damn,
up?
officer, we haven't done anything.
We know Ninja's. We know what he does. He's gonna come back in 20 minutes and bring up Ledger again, and we're fucking past the Ledger situation. Vince, Vincent, you're up, bro.
Yeah, so I just want to say that my hands, plural, do not feel respected in this space. After I've been demoted to not co-host, it seems as if I'm treated a different way, myself and my hands included. So,
Vince, I'm giving you my co-host spot.
no, please don't.
Good night, y'all. Watch this.
Yo, Vince, I need you to
Nice,
actually
Jace.
I need you to actually take co-host this time because I got to get Pumpisha up here. So please,
Yeah, all right, send it. But
30 minutes it sat there and you didn't accept it. Let the people know
yeah,
that you had the invite.
hey, if it's not on the blockchain, it's not provable, right? So I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, let's get Pump up here. All right, go ahead, Vince. What were you gonna say? Now that you're co-host.
Now that
I
I'm
got
co-host,
offended
I
for a
can
second.
put my one hand down, but I'll keep the rest of my hands up.
There we go. There's my spot. Hello.
Hi, Pumpisha. How are you? Welcome.
Welcome. It's my first time on Bad Take. I'm a little nervous. How are you guys all doing?
You look cute when you're nervous.
Thank you, bro. I need a hoodie to hide. I'm a little shy. Yo, I think Vincent has his hand up. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yo, somebody actually had their hand up with Vincent and they put it down. Like when we started getting wild, they got nervous. Who was it? I can't remember. Oh, Arch, what's up, man?
Oh man, I got this sweet 3D printer I've been playing around with, and so I'm just gonna print one of those little vials and shove my own hardware device in it because I'm gonna be a fucking artifact creator someday.
Dude, you should front run the opportunity and sell them.
Arch is a fucking legend, by the way. Met this guy, a legend.
Yo, I thought that was gonna like what he was saying. I thought it was going in a completely different direction. He had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
But no, I did get a 3D printer, and I've been printing out my clone and shit. It's been a lot of fun. It's been dope as shit.
Yeah, you got your pics? Post some pics.
Arch, you should print.
How'd you get past the layers? Because I have my 3D printer as well, and the side it has like those ridges, kind of like a cliff,
Yeah, I don't know what kind of printer you're using.
Ender 3, I believe.
Ender. The name sounds bad. Ender.
Man, must be the end, bro.
Dude, all I know is I'm gonna print some ledgers and send them out to all the clones.
Send them for free.
Yo, Drake sent me a free ledger. More than I ever got from any NFT project. CloneX LA.
Shipping is a crippler though. That crushed me on the hoodies. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these shoes. I'm gonna have to like drive them around the country.
I'll take
Just
them.
reroute them to my house, Baron, so you don't have to worry about it, bro. I'll take it for you.
There's got to be a better way to save on like that. We can consolidate this stuff.
I can be your IRL ledger. Bro,
You have
please,
a knife.
officer.
Okay. Put the knife down.
It's meant to rob you for the sneakers, officer.
I said put the knife down.
Does everybody...
Hey, what?
I'm not trying to get arrested, bro. I'm gonna have to spit the knife out. Can someone make a render of my clone without the knife? Because I'm not trying to go to jail.
Yo, I still can't.
The knife out and the hands up, please.
I still can't let anybody else on stage, man. I've been rugging all night. I don't know what's going on.
We ain't got no room on stage, but
I'm gonna go to bed,
Here
guys.
comes Ninja.
You got room on stage. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Jack.
Hey, nobody else is going to bed just because he announced he's tired. Nobody else.
Hey, you know. Woo.
Hey, I'll see you guys later.
Nope. That's why we don't announce we're leaving. Look at what you've done.
GN, fam.
All right, let's get Ninja up here. Let's give him another shot at this.
Exodus.
Nobody else is leaving. Do never announce your departure. All right, Ninja, you were gonna say something earlier, right before you rugged. What is good?
What's up? No, I just heard a whole bunch of bitching, moaning, and complaining. I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, why do we always gotta hear this shit about clones? No, I'm just fucking around. No, I really want to know. Does anybody know what the utility of the vial ledger vial is yet? Or are we still guessing?
Yeah, protect your
told
egg.
y'all. Wait, someone owes me money, bro. I told you all. Ninja was gonna come back, bringing up the topic we passed twice already. No, there's no utility. No utility. You put your ledger in it and throw it in your backpack, and it just keeps it a little extra safe.
Oh, so it's a physical. It's like a physical ledger holder.
Yeah, it's like a protected case for.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean they I bought one off of Amazon for like $5, and it works really well. And it also has a keychain attached to it, or a carabiner, I mean. But okay. I so basically those things are given to us, but the actual ledgers I saw it said public mint.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I've got enough ledgers.
I don't think anything's given, is there?
I don't know. I've been really busy filming lately, and so I use these spaces to kind of catch up.
You honestly, God, you're so good, dude. We have spent the last, I don't know, too many hours
long time
of my life talking about the ledgers costing money, and then you're like, so we get the free lanyard.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, yeah. I mean this is why these spaces are good, because not everyone can. I say this respectfully to everyone in the room, but not everyone can sit up on spaces and just like spend all the time. So it's like a quick TLDR.
No, the joke is I don't think we get a free anything.
Oh, that's the joke. Gotcha.
Sorry about
that. I mean, I had really low expectations, and not coming from a shady place, I've just learned that I'm just keeping very low expectations with Artifact and most things these days, just because it's just been a continual disappointment. It's kind of like that girlfriend that like keeps disappointing you, and you're just like, well, why does she keep doing this? And you're the dummy that keeps believing her, and so it's just like, well, I just gotta just keep it like she's gonna be a hoe. She's a woman of the streets, so this is what it is, like. Artifact is a Web 2 company. It's going to get... No, I'm going to stop. I'm just joking. But all right, we can change the subject. I know you probably wore the subject out, but I appreciate it. Now, I didn't know if it was a real thing, but now I know it's just...
Bro, that's how we should shill Artifact, honestly. Yeah, every time just called us some hoes. Yo, Artifact is a Web 2 company. And just like everybody be like liking that shit.
Yeah, she's a hoe. I think, though, that in the long run, though, that these we're seeing, I think we're seeing it play out, that these are going to be the only companies or NFT companies that withstand, because some of these other ones are looking mighty shaky. Mighty Shady. I mean, to me, the only really company that's doing good is Yuka. Everyone else is just kind of figuring shit out.
Yo, to answer your question though, Ninja, nobody knows shit about how the ledgers are being dropped. There's not much more information than that thread. So it literally was all.
Can I ask a question though? I'm not trying to be the asshole.
You fixing the toilet or the sink? What
Yeah,
you got going on over there?
I'm fixing the sink right now.
Underneath the dishwasher or something right
Spraying the
now,
phone
bro?
with water every time
I'm
you talk.
literally underneath the sink fixing it right now because my toilet is clogged, so I gotta fix my sink first. And then once the sink is fixed, then I can go back. Don't worry, you'll hear the toilet later.
It's always some plumbing, bro. Ninja's always plumbing.
Oh
It's like
man, this is so good, man.
You didn't know
guys
that
like
It's so
there's
good.
like a second
Underwater,
occupation
Mike.
for most
My boy
artifact
blew
people.
up the toilet.
Most artifact people, when it just kind of is not working out, we go to plumbing, and that's what we do, and it works. It's like it's a
Cleaning dishes, bro.
you
I was
can't
like, he
get
just
up.
ate something like lobster or something, bro. He's fixing a toilet.
No. You can't make
no.
talk about Ninja plumbing
It's okay. I use a whole roll of toilet paper every time I go to.
every time.
There's a
He's
bidet
plumbing.
for that. Bidets can solve that for you.
Hell no. You spray water? Hell no.
It feels
Go hop in the
really
shower.
good. It feels really, really good. Like, don't sleep on it. Do not sleep on the water spraying in your butt. It's very comfortable.
Feels way too weird. I was in
Don't
Japan.
fade it, bro.
I was in
Don't fade
Japan.
it.
I clicked the button and I was like, oh, hell no. Got up screaming.
You guys just rugged 12 people from the space instantly gone. I've never seen it like
Dude,
that
that's
before.
what they
Damn,
call
my
them.
Like
bad.
that shit tinkles a little
What are you
bit, and
talking
you're
about?
like,
We're adding people. When I came in the room, there was 43. There's 48 now. You lies. Don't believe compound.
Yeah, don't believe anything I said.
No, on the real though, like, are we? I'm just the only thing I was just a little bit like, why are we doing another announcement? We don't understand what it is. That's my only question.
My only question is, why is the Ledger collab happening now when we already all have Ledgers?
It was on the roadmap since last year. I saw it,
Right.
like it's been on there for a while. They've had this thing.
Yeah, I think they just executing what was on there. It
Yeah.
wasn't even really a real announcement. Like
Yeah.
somebody found a website that was in French and somebody transcribed the website and figured out that they were going to drop it during NFT Paris. And they didn't even really announce it like it was about
No,
to
they've
happen.
had it. No, it's been on the Ledger. It's been on. No, I don't know what you're saying. But it's been on the Ledger website since last year. I bought those market things in anticipation because it literally had Artifact on there. But I already kind of figured it was some sort of it was probably just a Ledger or Artifact branded Ledger. But I mean, to be quite honest with you, I've been a little bit disappointed in what Ledger Market has been rolling out. I've been feeling like. I've been feeling like Ledger may have, quality hardware, but I'm like, to me, like I've been in their spaces, I watch what they say. To me, the Ledger it seems, it's kind of honestly sad. I'm like, Ledger, what the fuck? You're the Ledger, but you don't really get Web3. Like, their drops, we've gotten like a few kind of art we got, I don't know, we've got some weird shit dropped to us. The way it was announced wasn't really good, and you really didn't hire the artist. None of their products are really selling out. Like that Ledger stack was advertised super hard. They had this package deal where you got like a Ledger, stacks, a case, and like some NFTs. Out of 10,000, I think less than 2,000 were even bought. I think it was like 1,400 or 1,600. I would check it like every few days. I was like, damn, they're not.
Because they're marketing a Ledger to a person who already has a Ledger. Every time it's just a new Ledger. Like, how many do you need, bro? That's why I'm confused. It's like, all right, you're a Ledger Market Pass holder, and then they're just dropping you a new design of a Ledger every single time.
Ask Kuro.
How much is
How
this
many you
lore like a veal? You guys know what I mean? Like a veal. Where it's like, there's not really much of a story. I'm going to drop a Ledger. Let me make a story. Add this in. Sell it. Oh, I got some shoes to sell. Add this in the lore. And make some like, I want to see like a story, like a whole freaking movie. That's what I want to see. Not like
Are you talking
hey,
about
I'm gonna do a small little advertisement and then like mask it like this is a whole story and boom, send it. Full send.
You want a movie for a ledger drop? I don't get it.
No, I'm just like, have a real lore, you know? Like, I'm not sure what the lore is. It's just like, oh, Animus is coming
with all
out,
the shade
do a
possible
small
though,
story.
like we have no room to talk. Like honestly, and I've talked about this. Like artifact lore is lacking. Honestly, from an IP perspective and from a film perspective, from my perspective as a producer and director, fucking most of like 99.99% of this whole space's lore is not real lore. It's shit. The only real decent stuff that I've seen that's somewhat unique, somewhat novel, funny has been Yuga. Like, give me like
Ninja, they should hire you, Ninja. Make a lore for them,
listen.
bro.
How at the people. I've been wanting to get hired, but you know I can't I don't know how else to say it without sounding shady. But like you can't force companies to make the correct hires or and not me, but there's a whole bunch of stupid shit that goes on. And honestly, if I'm really real, like when I get away from this space, like I've been away like the last couple weeks filming, or like I would say the last week and a half. Like when I come back to it, like I realize just how fucking amateur. And I'm not. Oh, fuck it, it's gonna come out. It sounds amateur, like baby, like infantile. This space is like not just in the products, but how the people act. How I'm coming back to like mosh pits with like 20-something-year-olds. Not that there's anything wrong with 20-something-year-olds. It's just like, what the fuck is this? Is this high school again? It's like I didn't even know what it was. I was just like, what is this? And like, it's just
Make a circle, bro. Make a circle, and then like try to dance, but like don't tell anybody you can dance. You know.
I don't know. I just
like
it's
just
to
step
me
one
it's
foot
like
in and be like, no, I can't dance.
I will say this: it makes me more bullish on Artifact because I think even though there's a lot of things that are not right from my perspective, and I think a lot of our perspectives, it's like I think the only people who aren't going to make it like through and up are going to be these bigger Web2 kind of own. Yuga's too big, Artifact. I'm not really bullish on. I'm hate to say it. I'm not really bullish on the projects that just have like very vocal founders, but no actual technology or no new technology, no nothing. Every time I step away from it and I come back, I always have this same perspective again. I'm like, this shit's a fucking mess, and it doesn't look good from the outside in. And when you're operating with companies that have well-oiled machines, and you see marketing departments, you see PR departments, you see product launches going very good. You just see different things, and then you come back to this. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? It's fun here. It's a lot of really interesting, dope experiments going on. But like, it kind of almost is like, wow, it's like we're such a zit of a zit of a zit of a zit, and we're just ready to get popped. What's up, Kuro?
You said fuck me, and I was like, cool. So now what's the problem?
Why are you flooding my bags again, bro? Every time I roll up into a bad take, it's Ninja flooding my bags. What did Yuga do wrong with the inscription? Listen, sometimes somebody else got to make some bread. It just happens to be like, yeah. Listen, man, I, honestly, and I'm gonna say this about the D Gods thing. Sometimes people are lonely and they need fellowship. Obviously, clones, we're not lonely, but they are. So I think we should allow them. I really didn't see that much wrong with it. They could have, like, showered or something or combed their hair and shit. But other than that, it was perfectly fine. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
I mean, bro, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but at the CloneX event, I saw some girls, at least.
Oh, there were women there. They just weren't going to participate in a bunch of fucking grown men bumping into each other and bruising up each other's chests when they have to go to work today. Obviously, I'm not going to be bumping chests with anybody as much as I like you guys. I
I'm
don't
just
think you
gonna say,
need that.
Kuro, I also didn't see anyone black there because I was looking really hard. I was looking so hard. You laughing?
Yeah,
Because I
because
was
all
like,
the black
I was like,
people were not there. The women were not there. The reasonable people were not there.
sorry.
I know a lot of people that went to that event. There was a lot of people at
If
that
there were
event.
black people there, they'll be on beat, bro. They would actually know how to dance.
Yo, there's quite a few. Yeah, it wasn't that type of party, bro. This was not a
I mean,
party
bro,
where
they were
people were
drinking
trying to
beers out of
dance.
shoes. So yeah.
Yeah, come on.
That was dope.
There
Like
was
some
no
white
race
dog.
cars, and they were still doing shoeies, man.
Where are these pictures at?
And usually you use
Baron, you don't want to
champagne and
see
a
it. You'll
brand new
get
shoe.
angry.
And if you drink
You know,
out of the same
Mika,
shoe you wore in the car, you're probably you probably didn't
read?
do that well in the race.
Did you read, Kuro, or anyone? Did you read what Mika said though? Mika's take on the whole thing. I thought it was a very wholesome take. I was like, oh, that's really interesting, especially from a female's perspective, who I respect. You know, Mika basically was saying like, so many men are in the, especially in Web3. Like, put it like this: when I show my Web3, my regular friends what we goes on in Web3, like the people, the environments, like they fucking clown the shit out of us, like so hard. It's actually kind of funny because they're like, "Where's anybody that's cool?" And I'm like, "We're not the cool kids here. We are definitely not the cool kids." I see you, Fud, me, and Ben. I don't care, but we're not. We're definitely like
I don't know
different
about
kids.
you guys, but all the quote unquote cool kids from high school that I went to high school with are poor. I'm not going to become poor.
I don't know about you
I'd
guys,
rather
but a
be
lot
my
of the people
nerdy
here are
ass
poor
self.
too. It's hard to say it. I don't know. A lot of
Oh
people are
no!
poor.
Now we got an
Kuro.
anon in here.
The hell of a
What's this guy
trilogy.
gonna come and fud?
Nah, it's a hell of a trilogy when you can get the three of you together: Compound, Kuro, and Ninja. No, Dre, I just don't know you as well, but like these three are fucking big brain as hell, and they're real. Like they just say it like it is. So now I had to come just hang out. Talking about the Utes. So technically that was the Pudgy Penguins event, right? That they kind of just like infiltrated. Which I mean, granted, Frank and Luca are friends, you know, real friends, as far as Web3 are concerned. But I don't know. I like Pudgy. I think their community has good vibes. I think that Utes is basically a glorified fraternity. And I know that people have their own views about fraternities. Mine, based off PTSD and personal experience, not rushing or being in a fraternity, but just going to the parties, having friends that had bad experiences. Like I just don't have a very like positive association. And I know others have been like, wow, this changed my life. I have a network of friends for life. And, you know, my challenge to them would be like, what about like all the financial ramifications that are required in order to like obtain that? And it's very similar to that of NFTs, which is why I think that the Utes is such an interesting case study of sorts, or social experiment where you're basically paying for a fraternity around the Utes IP. And what are the actual value propositions of that? I don't fucking know, quite honestly.
I finally understand. The Penguins was trying to teach the youth how to do the penguin dance. It makes sense. And about the fraternities, I don't know about fraternities. They're not too cool, man. I went to one. I was in a fraternity. They play Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, I'm not into that. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna leave. I'm not paying to have friends. This is not cool.
Yeah, so the fraternities.
How long, or Anon, or anyone, how long will it last that people will pay to become a part of these communities that have nothing else but community? I'm really asking. Damn, I guess no one.
Sorry, I'm trying to reply to Compound's DM because I feel bad.
He messaged me and said, "Yo, let me the fuck up. You know who I am? Anon."
Ninja.
I said, does it show the
Ninja,
request? Because I went up on whose space was I on? There was someone's space I was on, and I was on NFT Ninja. I was on not NFT Ninja. I was on NFT Update space. I was on NFT Update space. A bunch of people, including Kuro, are up there, and I'm like, I just want to chill with the homies and update, like, who I talk to pretty regularly. Just didn't see it. Like, I talked to him afterwards, like, nah, I didn't see any requests. I'm like, that's weird. If Twitter starts pulling some shit like that, where people, like, it just, like,
screens out your request from being seen, I'll get really upset at that. So I'm glad you're actually able to see it.
Shadow banning request, like they're
fuck you.
completely blocking it. Hey, so on this topic, dude, I can't hate on people just fucking having fun, dude. Like I get it, you guys are talking about the paid fraternity and thing, but like the motherfuckers look like they were having a blast. And I've been to enough festivals and dubstep shows where like the mosh pits are full of dudes because it's just dangerous for the girls to be in there, that they just don't like get involved in it. So I understand that as well. And
Have
like
you ever been to a DJ Hype concert?
James Hype?
No, DJ Hype. Drum and bass
No.
DJ. I must be old then. He's yeah.
He's from Toronto?
No, he's from the UK. I don't listen to Toronto music that often unless it's Drake, just because he says the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, I just can't get myself to like be such a fucking hater to like hate on people that are just having a good time, right? Like I
Bro,
can't.
Compound, can you dance? I can't dance. I'll probably.
Okay, here I'll do it. I'll do it instead. Right here, I'll take the bullet for everyone. I'll present the FUD. Nah, in all seriousness, there is one interesting rumor, narrative that or conspiracy that I've heard, which is at a lot of these parties, there's an understanding that there is not going to be a lot of women present, and so they will manufacture women to be there in one way or another. This party didn't do that, and there's there you go. It kind of makes you wonder a little bit, right? Like, well, you know that's not going to be an element that is present or that is of prevalence, and it is something that, generally speaking, that you would expect or that would be an incentive, but maybe, just maybe, there's a different approach to this community that is like an underlying subliminal type of narrative. And hey, not that there's anything wrong with that, taking a page out of the Seinfeld playbook, but and I will kind of like preface with, my brother's bisexual. I'm actually like fully supportive, don't care like how people represent themselves, but I think it's interesting that maybe there's something there that like you really are emphasizing the brotherhood.
What kind of brotherhood? Like wink, brotherhood kind of thing?
Yeah, not like Aryan brotherhood. At least, God, I hope not. We already had one example of people playing around with those ideas, those concepts with Yuga. But I'm sorry.
Right, look, man, it's Web3. We up here with JPEGs talking about blockchain and all types of nerdy shit. What women you think is gonna be there? Like, why is everybody had this expectation for it to be a
How
safe
dare
place?
you disrespect Rose Jade like that on our
Bruh,
stage?
I'm
We
talking.
have a
It's
prestigious
the
woman on.
percentages of women in this space. Period is so low. What nobody.
But do you know why though, Dre?
Yeah,
And I
we
would love
need
to
a
hear from
youth.
Bro Dre.
Because
Like
We're
women don't want
talking
to be
mad
here.
crap about them. It's not cool. We need a youth up here, bro.
Wait.
hold
I
on,
definitely
hold
want to hear
on.
from
Ain't no
Rose
we.
Jade, but
There is
also
no we.
I just want to call out Katarina. Katarina is like a well-known CloneX. Her and I don't talk anymore, which sucks, but like she's one of the smartest Web3 people that I knew for a long time.
Anybody else to, cater to us in any way. I think in the spirit of being very inclusive, you just have to think beyond, like let's hang out. I mean, I love music. I am like first on the dance floor. So like if I actually had a compelling reason to attend, I would join those guys. I would not drink out of the speaker though. That's just nasty. But, being able to like vibe and hang out, that's awesome. That's just like what we do when we were like young. You go, 18, 21, you go to a club and you hang out, and that's great. You don't have to dance, you can lounge and chill. That's cool. But I think for me, I'm not going to speak for all women, but for me, when I do want to go to connect with people, I don't want to do it in such a loud room. I love just having pockets of spaces to hang out and chill. That was not the video. That's just like one thing, but just me speaking generally about event planning. I was an event planner in a past life. Apparently, I've done many things in my life, so why not? I've done event planning, and for conferences as well. And I always think about the flow of the room, moments that can be like crafted, curated, right? so that people that attend can find ways to connect with people in different ways. And by doing so, I'm trying to make sure that I can find a space, not just for more women, but honestly for those that are more introverted, those that love, drinking, make sure you got the top shelf bar lined up. You have the rooms where you could just chill, all those things. And so I think when we talk about like Artifact and their event, like Queens of CloneX, we are actually organizing and gathering to talk about like what would we like, in terms of like organizing ideas for that, because we want to show up. And we don't want to show up to be like, hey, I'm going to hang out with the guys. No, it's like we want to show up so that we can hang out with each other. But as a community, just find different ways to connect with each other, because that's where it's most valuable. But yeah, I think there's so much to be done in terms of like what is the value proposition for people, so of all genders and backgrounds. And I found a lot of commonality, but the moments of like trying to find myself, and this is why I like my clone and why I chose my clone. And Dre, you and I had chatted in the group chat about like maybe looking at a different clone and trading up, but it's like I kind of need to find one that I identify with, and it very much is a female clone, and just different aspects of things that I think might be cool. So I don't know. A lot of it is like we are all searching for ways to find ourselves in maybe certain things that we invest in, and PFPs is one of them. I think we also want to invest our time and energy in finding moments of connection when we do get together and gather.
A beautiful wife, a beautiful